He went private on Instagram? Why? He can't stand any of this heat?
Ethan's instantly has Noah sweating. It really is just so funny because you know that Noah was like expecting this to turn into controversy so that he can continuously make videos. He's used to that system, and here's what happened. They just decided to sue him. I think that these people actually respect Hasan and take what he has to say seriously. And so they watch Hasan watch each other's videos and prop them up and make them feel like really right and strong. And now the both of them are in hiding because of this lawsuit. And Hasan is nowhere to be found. All Noah and friends are going to say is, oh, they're just eating up westernized, Americanized propaganda, and they will martyr themselves. Some fans also speculate that the reason that this is happening is because Ethan is gay and Papa goes, whoa. All right, guys, let's do this. I'm curious. This is a nice little brain rot slap. I guess Ethan and Mutahar are, they're suing Noah Samsen, which is good. I remember reacting to the Noah video. I'll try to remember to put it in the description. It was horrible. I think it ended up taking me like an extra hour just to go through and fact check everything. So like I'm pausing the recording and I'm doing a bunch of shit. And I'm like, okay, look at this. And then it was insane. Tried to watch the second one, burnt me out so quick. It was just more lies. I couldn't do it. So I said, you know what? I don't want to do this. And I moved on because it was just so disgusting. Noah Samsen obviously is a disgusting person. And I found out he actually does hate Jewish people. Not even kidding. Okay. He thinks you'd have to watch my other video. I display it pretty well. But anyway, we're going to start it with the best part of the VOD. And that's this. Wow. 69,500 subscribers. Papa got. Listen, we're having a moment right now. We're having a moment. Look at this. 70,800. It's not a lot, but it's more. It's 1,300 more.
Papa got.
So I read for this video. Majority female audience. Ethan has often mentioned that the H3 podcast audience skews female, with the reported breakdown of around 60% female and 40% male.
But you guys, I don't know if you've been surprised to know this, the majority of our audience is women. It's like 60-40. I'm that guy.
Creators, aren't their audiences predominantly male, like most male creators?
For sure,
yeah.
For sure. You know, when we were doing H3H3 productions, it was like 90% male, 10% women.
Oh, wow.
And I used to always hate that. I was like, man, how the fuck am I alienating women so bad with my content?
Yeah.
Can we show this? Is this okay to show?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, show it.
I just screenshotted this right now. So for anyone wondering, this is...
What is it now? Is it still about the same? It's still about the same.
Probably.
Guilty as charged. What can I say? The women love me.
The women be shopping.
The women be shopping and watching H3 show.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Silly woman.
It's not over yet. Hold on.
Gender demographics pan out.
This is notable because most male YouTubers tend to have predominantly male audiences.
True, Papa.
The female majority is evident in H3-related spaces, including their live events, Discord communities, and fan interactions.
It's true, Papa.
Some fans also speculate that the reason that this is happening is because Ethan is gay, and Papa goes,
Whoa. Hold the phone. That.
Okay. I added that one in there myself there, ladies and gentlemen. I added that one in there myself. Okay.
I've never heard that theory. It's better.
It is.
That's it? Okay, Papa got sabotaged.
We've.
I just. It's incredible. What a beautiful start. This is a beautiful stuff.
Ticked up a little bit. It's 61.5% female now. So
Yeah.
we've increased by what? 2.5% or so?
5%.
And then what's interesting, male is at 37.
All right. I don't know if they make any other comments, but I thought that was funny. All right. Let's watch the actual segment now. As far as when am I going to be in the H3 on the podcast? Who knows? All right.
Let the games begin.
Let
do it,
the
baby.
games begin.
Let the chess pieces are laid on the board. The players are on the stage. It's showtime.
Is it a game or a play?
It's both. But the point is that it's ready to start. The stage is set.
Yeah. The set is staged.
The game is set also.
I don't know how much.
Jew on stage.
Oh yeah, Kev is the first Jew on stage in Texas. What an insanely stupid thing. What an idiot.
Whoa.
Oh, let me see that one. Okay, we fucked with that.
That one's fucking sick.
Where is that?
How much of this is actually relevant to the thing? All right.
I thought the game was afoot or whatever.
The game is afoot.
Yeah.
But we get a mulligan.
Okay.
The game is set.
The game is afoot.
Me and Mutahar together
I like feet.
teamed up, and we sent a demand for retraction to Noah Samson Monday night after the show.
Mutahar.
In this letter, which I will read after the break, we highlight the defamatory statements and explain in great detail why they're defamatory. All he has to do to avoid getting sued is apologize for everything he said and did, admit he was either lying or ignorant, and erase the video, and also just disgrace, like, and just accept the disgrace that is basically lying about two people being pro-genocide, which is one of the most twisted, fucked up things you can accuse someone of. And so, the ball is now in your court, sir. You have 20 days from the moment you received it to respond. Otherwise, this piece is being moved to the next piece on the board. And what?
The piece would be moved to a different space, not to another piece.
The piece would be moving to another space on the board. We'll be advancing the battle plans.
Okay.
Now Noah, you want to play a game?
Damn, Dan really just he just jacked his vibe. But you know what? It still does move to a different piece, Daniel, because he's taking one of Noah's pieces. So it moves to another piece, and he takes that piece, and now he's there. So, owned a liberal.
Game? Yo, it's funny. You guys, I said I wasn't playing around when the CPS thing came. I said I'm not playing. Whatever you thought was going to happen, however you thought this was going to go, it's no longer going like that.
What happened should have happened.
Well, I think that like when it comes to like the online marketplace of ideas, for the most part, you know, people aren't super sue heavy, which I generally like. You know, but this kind of, especially in like the drama space, you know what I mean? But it's kind of gotten a little too serious now, right? I mean, you're saying that Ethan's pro-genocide. That's obviously ridiculous. You're continuously contributing to the defamatory statements that Ethan is pro-genocide, which he obviously is not. That would be ridiculous. So like, yeah, I get why he's suing, man. And you want to know what? Some of these people are too comfortable. All the lies they spread. All the lies. Come.
Happened.
And
what
Noah,
happened.
you are the first of many, several,
Good.
to be feeling what it means for me to be totally on.
You know, it's funny. I'm not even wearing this outfit on purpose. It just kind of happened like this. Isn't that silly? It just kind of worked out that I wanted to wear this today. And the reason I wanted to wear it today is because it was on the top of all the unfolded clothes. And I said, fuck this. I'm not going to dig through that. God damn it. So I wore this Teddy Fresh.
Unhinged. Although legally and morally
It's still
correct
good, though.
as well. That's the part that's going to be a really hard time for you, bud.
I think this is actually my favorite Teddy Fresh shirt, though. So I like that. That's one of the motivating factors, just to be clear.
So Noah's going to have to prove on paper, legally, to a judge and potentially a jury, why and how we support genocide.
You know, you could tell Ethan's having fun with this and having a nice day because he's not constantly coughing, you know? And so that's a W. That's an epic W for Ethan.
Which it will not be possible to do because all the innuendo and all the bullshit and all the fucking lying that they do, him, Hasan, fucking George, that dude that lives in a cockroach infested corner of Argentina, he's a mama's boy. That fucking
I saw that Bad Empanada claimed right, that's who it is, that Ethan doxed him or something. But it turns out like his own like fan page has his full name available somewhere. He got so pissed. It's just funny.
And hides in a dark corner of Argentina, thinks he's untouchable. Guess what, George? You're not untouchable either. And when I'm done with these fuckers, I'm putting my full attention on you, bitch.
All right.
Okay? That's what I'm saying. Y'all went too far.
Too far.
When I'm done with Noah, when I'm done with the other one, the big one that's dropping probably next week, my full attention is going to you, George. Like the Eye of Sauron. I see you out there, you fucking cockroach.
That was really dumb of me.
Yeah. Yes, and I know your whole thing. You act tough. You're like, oh, I do psyops, and I'll mail you shit, and yeah, you're full of shit, bro. You're not gonna do shit. And I'll tell you who's gonna do shit. Me. I'm coming. Okay, so you're not safe either.
I'm
Just
coming
wait.
too.
Keep talking that shit. And you know, we'll find out. We're gonna read the letter together. And Mutahar is gonna also call in here at 1. So
nice.
Mutahar, as I like to call him. Yeah, I mean, if I was Noah and I read this letter, I would be shitting my pants. This is no joke. This letter is extraordinarily well reasoned. It's extraordinarily well sourced.
I mean, I'm sure it is. Let's be real, man. I would never expect a successful Jewish man to shoot off a lawsuit he didn't think he could win. Okay, I love Jewish men a lot.
And it is not hyperbolic at all, in fact. So Noah said in his second video, Ethan's threatening to sue me. Have fun with that, I guess. He said, well, I'm about to have fun with it. And unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be having much fun with it. Okay. Not so fun. Oh, he went private? Oh, he went private on Instagram? Why? He can't stand any of this heat? Noah went private on Insta. The guy who went on his YouTube channel.
Did he really?
Said that.
Did he really go private on Instagram?
I'm pro genocide. Can't handle a few comments on Instagram.
Wow. Ethan's instantly has Noah sweating so hard. Holy shit. This is funny.
What's going on here, Noah? What is going on here, dude?
Damn, man. Let me tell you, these fucking lefty fuckboys are not handling themselves very well. Noah Samson, what is that guy's name? Harry Sisson, Hasan Parker. You know, all these guys are struggling. They're struggling a lot, boy. They're struggling.
You know. Oh, man. Yeah, he's scared shitless. He is. And, you know.
Jesus Christ.
I'll say this, despite all the sweeping that the entire left community has done for Noah, after we spoke to his ex-lover, not his ex-girlfriend, but his ex-hookup partner.
Yeah.
Noah, at least, is the only one who hasn't said anything about it and who hasn't tried to make excuses or sweep. So, I mean, but it's incredible seeing the left show their ass so hard, how everybody...
I'll be real with you, I didn't really care too much about that whole situation. I'm not saying that he was like a good guy in that. I'm just saying... It was a little too petty even for me. It just seemed kind of silly. But yeah, you do you, King.
It's just all of a sudden like, oh, so much. You'll go on the left, Haas Twitter, whatever the fuck, and this is what they're saying. Wow, Ethan, congratulations. You proved that Noah is a dude who has normal sexual relations. I'm like, okay, let's remember you said that. Haas Twitter. Let's just, I mean, y'all, I barely even have to do anything to expose you guys. But now you're on a ride. Now we're on this ride together. Right? Like, we're all going to ride together now. This is Willy Wonka's boat ride, motherfuckers. Okay?
Did he have a boat?
And I'm doing
Did Willy Wonka have a boat?
Game, a ride, and a play.
He probably did.
It's everything and more.
Okay. Just try and keep up.
I'm going to have Dan, like, tiptoes, like, on his fucking knees doing the rowing in the back.
Hey?
Yeah. Willy Wonka's boat ride, you're in the back.
Well, I mean, I guess it would make sense that Willy Wonka would have a rowboat because he has a bunch of basically Oompa Loompa slaves to do everything for him, so he wouldn't really need to, like, you know, have particularly robust infrastructure, you know what I mean? Like good technology. He just throws slavery at the problem.
But,
on your knees.
I see where you're going for.
Yeah, shoes on your knees.
Got it.
In the role of a lifetime. All right, so this is all very fun stuff here, guys. We're going to thank our sponsor, and then I'm just going to read this whole letter.
Do it, baby.
And you guys can see and enjoy just how screwed our dear, wonderful, brave friend who proudly and loudly accuses people of being pro-genocide, but privates his Instagram feed when the kitchen gets too hot. And yes, now we're in a kitchen.
When the ovens get too hot, Noah Samson fries up, baby. It's a little anti-Semitic joke for you. But I'm a Semitic, so it's okay. Shh, don't worry about it.
Okay.
I have 8,000 XP.
Yeah, I think we can do it a little early. Thank you to our sponsor, Sundays for
All right, you know the deal, guys. We do sponsors. You know, we watch the sponsors, or we're gonna react to the content. We gotta watch the sponsor. It's just fair, you know.
Sundays for Dogs. Sundays for Dogs is going to revolutionize the way that you feed your dogs. Now, I don't know if y'all have picky eaters. My dogs are extremely picky eaters, and did I get?
Mine eat poo.
And this. I have not met a dog that doesn't voraciously consume this delicious food. I know Zach said that Bambi loves it.
Yeah, he chows down on that.
Oh my God. Nate, you said that your dog's a picky eater, loves it?
Yeah, so I had to leave my dog with my in-laws, and I always get worried she's not going to eat enough, but I packed some Sundays for Dogs for her, and they said she had no issue eating.
That's amazing.
If anything, their dog was finishing her food because of it.
That's amazing.
That's so
it's all natural.
I love
it's
it.
vet-founded. There's no prep. There's no mess. And here's the thing. It's human grade. So in the event of apocalypse, you can eat this.
Nice.
It smells rank.
Does there have to be an apocalypse, or can I just eat it like whenever I want, or like what are the laws concerning that? What kind of laws are there?
And that's good. I read online when we were trying to feed Shredder. The stinkier, the nastier, the more they like it. Genuinely. So this is what it is. It's all human grade. Beef farf, beef liver, beef bone, quinoa, pumpkin, fish oil, sunflower, etc., etc. It's a whole beautiful, nutrient dense, naturally complete and balanced, and it's made in the God bless the United States of America. Let me show you what it looks like. Before that, let me tell you something. 50% off your first order. So you can try this for basically cheaper than whatever food you're currently paying for. 50% off your first order at sundaysfordogs.com/H3show and use the code H3show for 50% off your first order. Let me show you what the food looks like, because it's really cool.
It's like the most annoying boss in this game.
Wow, that's so cool. I can't really see the food. The food is difficult to see. It doesn't seem really the focus. The camera's kind of focusing on your other arm, with the one with the watch. Very good.
So it's kind of
Go
like
for
beef
it.
jerky.
Go for it. It's human gravy.
Oh, yeah, he did. Hey, love, there's something behind your ear.
Oh, no way.
No way.
What?
That piece? Yo! Oh!
Oh, wow, that's delicious.
You might say it's magical. Yeah, it's fresh. It's freshly made, guys. It's human grade. It stays good. It's prep free, and your dogs are going to love it. Get in there. 50% off your first order. Sundaysfordogs.com/H3Show. That's it. Use the code H3Show at checkout, and bada boom, bada bing, Bob's your uncle. Here it is, by the way. 90% meat, 10% vegetables, 0% synthetic nutrients. Wow. Wow. If you love your dog, like we all love our dogs.
Hope so.
Treat them to the best, man. Sundays for dogs. And it's not just Sundays, it's every days for the doggies. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Thank you so much to Sundays for Dogs. Consider checking them out. They're amazing. Everybody I know who's tried it has absolutely loved it. And more importantly, they're dogs. So give it a shot. This is the, which flavor is this? I don't know.
Might be the
I think it's
beef
turkey or chicken. What does it say?
Usually in the front.
Beef recipe.
Beef.
Yeah, they got all the different recipes. Does anyone's dog care about like the recipe? Because I know when I've been buying food for my dogs, it's always like there's turkey. We're out of the ad.
Okay.
There's like beef and turkey and fish. Does anyone's dog actually have a preference? Because my dogs don't care what it is.
like
My dog doesn't
music.
like lamb, I found out.
Really?
Yeah, she like avoids it.
There you
for
go.
some reason.
Olivia, that's the second diss.
Oh my God.
You know what's weird? My dog doesn't like peanut butter. It's such an unfortunate thing. Don't ask me how I found that out. Oh, fuck. Don't ask me how I found that out, guys. Okay? It's not relevant.
Why
lambs.
doesn't Milk like me? That's crazy. Ethan and Milk? I gotta go.
What the fuck is this, you guys?
POV, you're trapped in
It's
Ethan's
called
basement.
milk.
What is that from?
Oh, I'm dead.
From a meme that was sent to me by Tall Skeleton.
Kind of looks like Outlast or something.
What am I just sitting in a chair? Why is there
Ooh.
a chair in this
You're just chilling.
basement?
You're playing video games.
I
on
look
your
pretty
computer.
happy, honestly.
Yeah.
Congratulations, the late great Hannibal Lecter.
So, let's take a look here. Yeah, so today's going to be the Warzone episode. This letter is probably going to interest everybody, but after that, I've got a ton of Warzone stuff that's been building up, and today I'm just unleashing, and then I'm going to take a break. I'm going to do this in waves. So I'm going to do the Warzone today, and then we're going to take a break. We've been good. I think like last week we didn't.
Yeah, we actually had some chill episodes. It's nice.
And this is what we get, a full episode. It doesn't matter.
I mean, it's a compromise.
Yeah, no, it's a compromise.
I mean, is it better to put it all in one episode?
What the fuck is happening? All right, just play the fucking thing.
Well,
So,
There we go.
my attorney, my wonderful attorney, he's the guy I've been working with since the Matt Haas lawsuit. Let's go. Rescued me and saved me from that cursed mess. He's one of the most talented, intelligent, passionate dudes that I've ever known. This man cares about IP and free speech and all this.
IPUP,
He's
baby.
the best. He's just the best. He's dedicated to it. He understands the space. I wouldn't want to do this with anybody else. And
Aldo's just a genuinely sweet guy. Which
very.
I probably wouldn't say about most lawyers that I've met in my life.
He
Whoa,
trusts me.
anti-Semitic much?
Yeah, no, he's a, I've known him for a few years now. And
dude, I tried to dodge
he
this.
seems like a good man.
And he cares. That's the thing. Like he genuinely does, and I care about him. I think at this point I consider
Isaac, you can too.
a friend and a family member, to be honest. So Ron wanted to say this before we begin the letter. It's personal to him. He said this: "My family's history and that of countless Mizrahi Jews is not a form of knock."
I mean, like it's one. I mean, I did say that he was a Jewish guy, right? Because I'm just such a smart dude.
But denial. Our hearts are big enough to recognize both as tragedies. Our minds are sharp enough to realize that the existence of one does not diminish the existence of the other. Our spirits are strong enough to ensure the inheritance of hatred, fear, and violence ends with us. The day will and must come when the descendants of Jacob and Ishmael free themselves from the inheritance of hatred, fear, and violence. It is on that day we shall embrace each other and recognize who we are, which is cousins, born from our shared ancestors of Abraham. Until that day, I shall say, from the river to the sea, only peace shall set us free. And that is a word from Ram, who's also a terrific, incredible writer, which is very important, by the way, if you're a lawyer. And actually, what's really interesting about this is Ram has a great uncle who was like involved in one of these famous or infamous.
Like he has a cool uncle, like he's a great guy, or it's just like your great grandpa uncle grandpa.
Rather, pogroms. His great uncle was hanged during the ousting, and sorry, hold on. Yeah, this is all public. So here's the letter we sent. We sent it to his public email address, and we also FedExed it to his home address, which I'm sure he must have seen it. Like, I don't know. As a YouTuber, like, I think he must check that email address. And if not, he's going to get a knock at the door with some FedEx, baby.
Nice.
Let me position this so you guys can read it. Let's see.
What the fuck, dude?
What happened?
No, I just looked at the screen and saw me doing a goofy face.
Like I said,
Maybe
it's,
we could turn that
random.
off.
No, don't ever turn it off. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what makes it funny. When there's like another, like an inevitably a chestnuts moment, like nobody can be blamed for it. It just is going to happen. It's going to be natural, and we can all enjoy it guilt-free.
Really?
That's the beauty.
Yeah.
You know, it could be any one of us.
I hope that moment never comes.
Oh, it will. Lamb.
Thank you.
Demand for correction pursuant to California Civil Code, Section 48A. Dear Mr. Samson, we are counsel for Mutahar and Ethan, our collective clients. If you have counsel, please forward this letter to them and have them contact me about this matter. We are.
It's crazy. Noah Samsen is getting sued by two non-white people. Mutahar, obviously. We don't. Do I need to explain? And Ethan. Now you're probably sitting here thinking, Papa Gut, how is Ethan not white? Look at him. He's white as hell. Well, just so you know, anti-Semites like Noah Samsen, who do insist that all Jews should be complicit for the actions of a few, like Netanyahu, despite the fact that there is a significantly high desire for Israeli Jews to get rid of Netanyahu and blame him for October 7th. They think that all Jews should be complicit because they hate Jews. So those people think Jews aren't white. So Noah Samsen is getting sued by two non-white people. Incredible stuff.
Writing you pursuant to California Civil Code, Section 48A, demanding you make a retraction and correction in compliance with the statute. Your March 11th, 2025 video entitled The YouTubers Who Backed the Genocide, the first defamatory video. The defamatory videos contain numerous defamatory statements against our clients, which are set forth below. Now, this part just explains the legal definition of defamation, which I don't need to read.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
This one describes what genocide is. Damn. It's just kind of setting the stage, the board, if you will. So I think we can start here. So the first thing is we talk about what he said about Mutahar. Whether our clients supported by material or moral assistance or otherwise genocidal acts by Israel with the intent to destroy in whole or in part the Palestinians is subject to being proven true or false. The surrounding context further emphasizes the first defamatory statement is an actionable assertion of fact. Throughout the first defamatory video, your language is factually specific, earnest, and serious in tone. This is emphasized by holding yourself out as having, quote, specialized knowledge or expertise in the Israel-Palestine conflict due to the large volume of material you cite in the first defamatory video, much of which you misrepresent. He said that. Yeah, he said he has specialized knowledge, even though every time it comes up, he just is like, watch Bad Empanada.
Oh, did he claim that he has specialized knowledge? That's insane. Okay. Interesting. So wait, does that mean that they're trying to push it in some kind of way where Noah has claimed to be some kind of a, what is the term? Fucking expert on the subject, and so that's what they're going to hit him with? That's funny.
It's crazy, dude. Critically, you either fail to disclose the factual basis for the first defamatory statement or you misrepresent the actual basis. For Mutahar, the first defamatory video only shows two very brief clips from Mutah's October 21st video entitled "Twitch is a disgustingly evil platform."
Damn.
See, and then it's just
See, this is why you got to react to full videos, guys, so that you can't get defamatories derized.
References for the. It's a footnote. Not only did you fail to disclose the source of these clips, it is evident that you intentionally misrepresented it. In Mutah's video, he explicitly states, quote, "Like I've said before, and I've been clipped a few times, and you know even when I stream, videos do get uploaded of my takes on situations that I feel I need to clarify. I am not somebody that is afraid to say that genocide is wrong. I think there's an actual case of, genocide, and there's an actual case of attack that goes towards the Palestinian people." Further, later in that video, and further in relation to the Twitch IP ban of Israel and Palestine, Mutahar states, "Honestly, if you really think about it, this rule actually hurts Gazans more than it ever would hurt Israelis because Twitch's geo-block, if it targeted that region, if they wanted to allow people to document and live stream the real atrocities that are occurring to them in that region, the Palestinians could have used that platform to showcase it themselves." Mutahar also states, or he says, "Noah, you intentionally omitted portions of Mutah's video that demonstrate he does not support the take of Asmongold on Palestinians." Immediately before the clip you used in the defamation video, Mutah stated, so obviously Asmongold walked back his statement back and apologized. He said,
yeah, he said he was going to change too, and then look at what we got now.
"My bad, and of course nobody deserves to have their life destroyed, even if they do things or have views I find regressive. So in this situation, one could, if they were being charitable, could say that Asmongold was probably referring to the extremists in the Islamic religion and their view on people in the LGBTQ camp."
I don't know.
Lastly, Mutah's initial reaction to...
Asmongold's a scumbag piece of shit, so... this is a guy who willingly pushes. What it seems like willingly pushes misinformation because he doesn't fact check any of the videos he watches. So I find that extraordinarily problematic. Personally,
Asmongold's take on Palestine is easy to find on YouTube. Before Mutah even watches the clip, he states, "This is going to be bad." Immediately after watching the clip, Mutah expresses his shock at Asmongold's take and states, quote, "I don't think anybody should sit here and be like, I guess a whole group of people deserve to be genocided. This is a clear and unequivocal condemnation of Asmongold's take. Due to your intentional and material omission and misrepresentation of what Muta stated in his video, the first defamatory statement is actionable assertion of fact that was made with the knowledge that it was false. So that's Muta. I mean, and his is just completely open and shut. Noah cites in the video.
Damn. Interesting. So since it's a group one, even if they can't get Ethan on, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Even if they can't get Ethan on it, does that mean that like Mutahar gets a nice clean sweep on it? And it just makes Noah look bad either way because they're attached to the lawsuit? Because if this one is a clean sweep, it's like, okay, we're going to enter the door with Mutahar. You're going to win with Mutahar. Even if Ethan loses, quote unquote, the lawsuit's still a victory. But we're just going to settle on this. So it's like one of those things where that's what you do in court of law. You go as exaggerated as possible and you try to meet in the middle, right? So they'll meet in the middle. So it might just turn out that they only win on the Mutahar one. But still, the lawsuit still wins in some capacity, no?
Ram said that this statement.
Although I imagine that part of this is just to embarrass him. I mean, he's going to have to like cite all of his information that he was using. So, is Hasan going to help pay for this? Or no?
From the river to the sea, only peace shall set us free is attributed to Ahmed Fouad al-Khatib, a Palestinian activist. He wanted to credit the author of that statement. He put Mutahar, a practicing Muslim, in the fucking thumbnail of his video.
He must not be very good at it then if he's still practicing.
And said he supports genocide. A statement that has had far-reaching implications for his life as a practicing and active member of his Muslim community. That some white fucking...
Damn, white
bread bitch boy wants to fucking play white savior. You know what I mean? And target a fucking... target Mutahar for being pro-genocide is the most pathetic, backwards bullshit ever. I think it's so funny that the leftists are like, we don't want to listen. We don't listen to... We prioritize the voice of minorities, right? Or those who are on the receiving end. But Noah Samsen said that Mutahar is fucking pro-genocide. Everybody clap.
Yeah, but Mutahar is pro-capitalism, so he's a bad guy. This is fucking cringe.
Unfortunately for Noah, the video that he cites, Mutahar literally contradicts his claims. So he either didn't watch the entire video, which would constitute willful abandonment of the truth, or he did watch the whole...
Especially since he's a content creator, so you'd expect him to have a higher expectation of actually like watching the content that he talks about.
Video and knowingly lied and made malicious lies. So either way, and again, I don't think they understand like saying that someone's pro-genocide is not something to play with. Like people know, like you can't just be like, oh, this guy's a pedo. Like you can't just like say that because you'd be like, oh, I mean, genocide.
Well, Ethan, sometimes I've seen you in the past maybe do that a couple times. Although he does follow it up by saying, I'm joking. But you know,
is the worst thing you can be. So these guys think it's just cute and fun. It's just like oh yeah, no, they're pro-genocide. Oh, this guy disagrees with me. He's pro-genocide.
I'm pro-gooner side.
That's not how this works. And Muta's case is so open and closed.
I'm pro-spermicide, guys. Okay, I'm not screwing other girls or anything, but what you have to understand is I come on everything. I don't need somebody sitting down and getting pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
And it's just it's actually laughable. It's actually laughable. Here's a link to his video in case you're curious.
Hello, guys and gals.
The truth is, in my opinion, that Mutahar takes aim at Hasan in this video for platforming the Houthi terrorist kid. And he makes fun of him for comparing him to Anne Frank and all this types of shit. And once again, what actually makes you pro-genocide is criticizing Hasan. That continues to be the common thread in this whole thing. But we'll see how that does for them. I mean, he enjoyed the stage. Noah, I hope you've enjoyed the attention and the accolades and all the praise. Because reality is coming, my friend.
Well, I'm coming too, baby.
And even in California.
So you know what's interesting here is that I've been losing to this fight so many times, but for some reason I was still getting XP from the fight. So I have like a lot of experience for no reason. Every time I lost, I still kept my XP.
With the strictest defamation, with the most protection for free speech against defamation lawsuits, even here, this is defamation, my friend.
Damn.
And I, like you said, look forward to having so much fun with it. Now, moving on to my part.
It's a nice hat, Ethan.
This gets... let me see here. Here. As for Ethan, you either failed to disclose the factual basis for the first defamatory statement, or when you did disclose the factual basis, you either misrepresent the facts or rely on George Angelos Janitis. His last name sounds like an STD. You've got Janitis?
That's bad empanada. Right. Okay. I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Holy shit, bro. Are you even allowed to travel with that kind of disease? George Janitis?
George Gingivitis, baby.
What a dumbass loser. A source, George Angelos Janitis, a source known to be highly biased against Ethan with a history of harassing, doxing, and making false statements about others. Specifically, those statements are following. The second defamatory statement. In Content Nuke, you find just about every type of what we just looked at in terms of manufacturing consent. Ethan spreads atrocity propaganda. He shares the Hamas rape hoax, the same hoax that was used by Western media, the U.S. government, and the Israeli government to justify genocide.
Yeah, there's no way that Noah doesn't know that that's false, right? Like, he cites like the UN article. And even in the UN article, it says that like there's enough evidence to like make the reasonable assertion that there was rapes that day. So,
second statement, Noah said. The third one is Ethan spreads overt misinformation. He straight up lies about Hezbollah and the Houthis in order to delegitimize their struggle against the Israeli genocide. He cites baseless claims from Saudi state propaganda outlets to attack the Houthis. He also cites a documentary about the Houthis, which he uses as proof of the claim that they brought back slavery, when the documentary wasn't even about the Houthis. It was about the Yemeni government before the Houthi takeover. What I find so interesting about this is like, you're really going to go on record and say like you're going to defend the Houthis for being like, I guess, anti-slavery? Like the Houthis have slaves. Why are you erring on the side of the slaver? Damn. Okay, they might have slaves, but let's err on the side of the slave owners on this one. To own the libs. Ironically, they are also doing the own the libs thing. It's funny. Everybody's trying to own the libs. The fourth defamatory statement. He spreads long debunked Nakba denial talking points that have been used for decades to legitimize Israelis' colonization of Palestine. Ethan cites sources that contradict his own claims directly, such as the UN report he claims proves the Hamas mass rape allegations, which the report itself denies. The sixth defamatory statement. He spends 20 minutes in the video smearing a 19-year-old survivor of a U.S.-backed Saudi genocide in Yemen as a...
Oh, yeah, what is that? The Luffy pirate. The Lufa pirate. That guy. Huh?
Terrorist with zero credible evidence, he claims. So these are the defamatory statements he said about me, and it's just a party, right? It's just so much fun here. We're having so much fun here, aren't we, Noah? Just like you promised. Further, it is clear you knew that Ethan did not support genocide in Gaza because you watched, or claimed to watch, Content Nuke Hasan Piker. In the nuke, Ethan expresses his repeated condemnation of Israeli treatment of Palestinians. This emphasizes that you knew Ethan did not support genocide in Gaza, but still label him being one. Additionally, Ethan condemns the genocide in Gaza on numerous occasions prior to the nuke. And these are all attached with sources of what he's referencing. Your desire to falsely paint Ethan as supporting genocide in Gaza is emphasized by the end of the first defamatory video, where you state, quote, I think many of you can probably also help out with that. Most of you have smartphones and cameras and TikTok. So go ahead, start posting about it, spread the work. Aside from being a morally good thing to do, it's also becoming sustainable. You know, it's algorithmically viable. The Ethan Klein crash out industrial complex.
That is true. It is algorithmically viable to just kind of shit on Ethan. Not gonna lie. It's so interesting because I decided that I wanted to shift my content strategy. What the hell? I decided I wanted to shift my content strategy on, like for social media in a way where I was going to start plugging more YouTube stuff, right? So I actually made a second YouTube channel for short stuff because the long form channel, or excuse me, because I just thought it was like the right way to go, specifically because TikTok is like, it doesn't seem like it's going to last too long, or it's not very good for its creators. That's not the point that I'm making. And then right then, that's where we started talking a lot about like Ethan Klein. So it wasn't exactly amazing for views, I'll tell you that, because people are not happy with Ethan. They don't like Ethan very much, but you know what? It is what it is, baby. We gotta support what's right. But it's just funny that like that was the time. But there's a lot of like anti-Ethan sentiment on TikTok and a lot of pro Hasan sentiment, and it's made me realize that like, you know, when dealing with Hasan and his like little crew of orbiters, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful in the way that you display yourself, because the people the people on TikTok are super smart. No, the people on TikTok, they don't really watch everything at all. They watch snippets of things. And so you have to be optically correct. You can't be, it doesn't matter if you're actually correct. So like they will watch Hasan in little bursts. So they'll see Hasan say, hey, we need universal healthcare. And they're like, oh my God, so true, right? Like, because that is true, obviously. But they don't watch Hasan, you know, drastically downplay, you know, Jewish babies, because Israeli babies being strangled to death. So they don't know that, and they just brush everything off as misinformation. So you kind of have to like put in double time to really you know, get your shit together when it comes to countering Hasan on TikTok. Because again, it's just people with very low attention spans that just eat up everything that they hear, and they like Hasan. They think he's attractive because they're kids, and they're going through puberty. And so they downplay everything that he does. And so, you know, it's kind of like, you got to be smart about the way that you operate with it.
Complex is booming. Isn't that fucking interesting?
True.
This statement demonstrates that you intended to not just have...
Like, sometimes I won't even bother clipping some of my Ethan stuff because it's like, oh, this isn't really going to be work. Because, you know, you have to do the optic win. You know, you have to make sure that when you're saying something, you say it with your whole chest, and then you can actually, you know, pull people's attention in a positive capacity. So I try to be more careful about what I try to clip on that.
Third parties spread defamatory statements about Ethan, but profit from these defamatory statements. You proved this point yourself. When your video entitled Manufacturing Consent for Genocide failed to receive many views, the one prior to the second video, particularly in comparison to the first defamatory video, you made the second defamatory video to further profit from your defamatory statements about Ethan. Damn. What a fucking psychotic thing to say. Everybody go on and lie about Ethan everywhere, and you can make a pretty penny doing it. Nice one, dude.
Hey, listen, you can make a pretty penny defending Ethan too. I'm not defending Ethan because I didn't even like pennies. Oh, what a waste of currency. Copper's worth more than the actual fucking penny, you know? It's just the right thing to do, but you can make some money. I'll tell you one thing, fellers. I do like money, okay? All right? I don't defend Ethan for money, but I do like it. I got to be honest with you, okay? Just give me a break. I got to make enough money to afford that. That they got to make enough money to afford that thing. What is it called? The Nintendo Switch 2. I'm buying it. I don't really care if everybody complains about it. I'm fucking buying it. You know what I mean? I don't care. They're probably going to tariff it out the fucking dick hole too.
The second defamatory statement and the fifth defamatory statement. So now we're going to prove these wrong. The second defamatory statement, you do not disclose the factual basis for how Ethan engaged in every type of manufactured consent, with one exception, your false assertion that Ethan spread the Hamas rape hoax, which you expanded upon with the fifth defamatory statement, i.e. the false assertion that Ethan misrepresented the UN report on sexual violence. The mass rapes on October 7th were not a hoax. In your defamatory video, you cite paragraph 84 and 86 from the UN report. First defamatory video, from the language you displayed in the defamatory video, it makes it clear that there were mass rapes on October 7th. Quote, overall, based on the totality of information gathered from multiple and independent sources at the different locations, there are reasonable grounds to believe that conflict-related sexual violence occurred at several locations across Gaza periphery, including in forms of rape, gang rape, during the 7th of October attacks. Credible circumstantial information, which may be indicative of some forms of sexual violence, including genital mutilation, sexualized torture, or cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment, was also gathered. This, by the way, in the reports that Noah says that nothing happened, which is a continued talking point that I see by him, Hasan, and Co. being like...
Yeah, I don't understand. It's so interesting because if you look at Hasan's side of the aisle, they try to downplay every horrific atrocity that Hamas commits against Israeli people. But like, Ethan doesn't do that about, like, Israelis. Like, he'll criticize the government and be like, no, this is disgusting, this is wrong, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Like, oh, actually, that UN report completely exonerates Hamas. It's like, you're fucking lying, dude. You're actually lying. And not only that, I mean...
fuck it.
Not only that, You're siding with terrorists over people who are genitally mutilated, sexually tortured, gang raped, and degraded by cruel treatment. You are throwing them aside to side with terrorists. In this case, Hamas. That's fucking insane. It is.
This enemy
it has to be
so annoying.
Like, I think the collective online left has just completely lost its mind. I think it's just totally fucking rotten from the core. And I mean, this is just proof of it. Not only is Noah out here saying this shit, he's being propped up by everybody on Twitter. From Hasan. Hasan has watched all of his videos in their entirety. He's dedicated hours of time watching Noah's videos. And George Genaitis, the human STD, watching all of his videos. God, he really is a human STD. That's so good. George Genaitis. I'd love to see George Genaitis step foot outside of Argentina and see how fast he gets sued by like a dozen people. But that's okay. None of them are as dedicated, as crazy, and as willing to waste money as I am. So Georgie boy thinks he's safe out there. But he's not. He's just never really come up against someone like me. I'll just be honest. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I have more money than them. I'm more dedicated than them. I completely fucking thrown
Ethan should be careful about what he's saying right now. They're gonna sit here and claim that he's only financially bullying them. Jesus.
All these things like maybe it's not worth it. That's all gone. Maybe it's not worth it to spend $1 million pursuing some fucking human STD in Argentina. No, that's gone. See, that's gone. When you guys contributed to an atmosphere in which the CPS was called on my house, When you specifically, George, joked about calling the CPS, when you specifically, George, suggested I was lying about the CPS coming to my house, when you, George, specifically propagated this whole thing by saying that my kids were crawling around and eating shit, potentially eating shit, you welcome to my world, baby. You know what I mean? Let's fucking get it, dude. And I've been in a lawsuit with Ryan Kavanaugh now for like over 3 years, and I've spent countless hundreds of thousands. To me, this is just like my free time. I don't know how you handle it. For me, this is just like, this is a Sunday breeze, okay? So yeah, we're gonna be working with Argentinian lawyers, investigators, police, and we are going to be basically exploring all and every possible legal and civil venue to hold the human STD George Janitis responsible for his slander, his defamation, his disgusting, violent fucking rhetoric. Yeah, the guy who cosplayed as a Hamas terrorist and pretended to kill my wife.
Yeah.
And again,
it was in like a video game or something, right?
Just I have to emphasize, this guy, who is so clearly insane, is being propped up by Noah, which is less surprising because he's also insane, but more so by Hasan, who's now dedicated a dozen hours probably to watching Bad Empanada videos in its entirety. And just nodding along, by the way, when he goes, Ela Klein is a terrorist. He said something like, Ela Klein is a terrorist that kills babies, like without a hint of irony. And Hasan's just like, That's the sound he made. What Hasan does, you guys are going to learn throughout all this, is that these are his attack dogs. He uses them.
I wonder, like, how much of this can they attribute to Hasan? Like, do they have a case against Hasan for showing this information and not discounting it? Or does Hasan actually win in what he's actually doing is using these people to make defamatory statements about Ethan and then, oh, okay, doing one of those. And then being able to be like, oh, that was plausible deniability. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's true. That's what it seems like. It seems like Hasan has created a network of Ethan harassment where other people are willing to legitimately defame Ethan. And then Hasan just watches their video on stream, goes, oh, yeah, I guess, plays plausible deniability. And then when the hammer comes down, it doesn't go on to Hasan. It just goes to his little underlings. And if you think that Hasan's going to give these people money to defend him in a lawsuit, you're fucking crazy. But I guess smart
to say the shit that he wouldn't say, to attack the people in ways that is obviously below the belt, that is unacceptable. And instead of having to say it himself, he rewards them by watching their entire videos on his stream in its entirety. And it's basically as good as him saying it in that case, but he doesn't have any of the liability. So that's why he throws it in. Now, in George's case, this has proven a useful, a symbiotic relationship, because George is in Argentina, away from most forms of accountability, right? Now, Noah is actually being played as a fucking idiot because Noah is doing his dirty work, but he's doing it from Los Angeles. Now, what do you think of that? Noah, you're about to find out that you're a tool, my friend. Yeah. And I look forward.
I think you already knew that, though.
To Hasan paying for your lawyer fees, too. I mean, that's the least he could do, right? I mean, he's just sitting on a hoard of wealth like Smog the Dragon. The least he could do is fucking toss a few coins to my boy living with his parents at age 26. That's a reference to a video he put out. Hey, no hate to parent dwellers.
I had to lose my mom for a while.
George Janitis, the human STD. It's actually incurable. You don't want to catch this one.
So stupid.
It could be fatal, too. I know it makes your dick leak pus. George Janitis makes your dick leak yellow pus. That's just a fact. It is.
I want to fucking summon.
There it is. That's you trying to pee with George Janitis.
George Gingivitis.
This is George trying to pee with George Janitis. Thank you, Zach.
So stupid.
So Muda's here.
Oh shit.
Let's get him on the line, and I want to basically get him to comment on his portion of this, and then I'll continue. I also want to say their defense to this, the messaging that you're going to see, is not to explain why what they said is not defamatory. You will not see Hasan or any of his orbiters or any of the people online, these leftist fucking, propagandists on Twitter.
Propagandists?
Tweeting about me.
You mean Papa Gut?
You will not see them proving these statements to be defamatory. What you will see them saying is that they'll do broad strokes of, Ethan's using the law to silence critics. That's all you're going to see. Because they know that they can't get into the facts of the story. Jesus. Otherwise, it'll be obvious that they're wrong. And he's a malicious liar. So get prepared to see everybody saying Ethan is exploiting the law to silence criticism and anti-free speech and all this types of shit. Listen, buddy, if what I said is defamatory, it should be easy as pie to just, respond.
And
just tell us how.
I love pie, baby.
You didn't do it in the video.
Give me some pie. Let's do this. Wait.
Mutahar, let's bring him in.
Dude, I'm just making jokes about Ethan sniffing, okay? It's not a big deal. We're best friends. Don't worry about it, dude. We're best friends. He pays me to defend him. Guys, I'm best friends with Ethan. I'm allowed to do it. I'm allowed to do this, okay? You don't understand.
It's hard. One moment.
Mutahar.
Mutahar.
There he is.
Hey.
That's one ordinary gamer right there.
Thanks, man. What's up, brother? How's it
How are
going?
you?
Ooh.
Wild day today. The nukes are
From
out.
friends
So
to
tell me about basically
friends to enemies to friends.
why you decided to do this.
Well, I decided to do it because I want to say since he dropped his videos, the first one with my face in the thumbnail, I have not stopped seeing it in the comments
Probably an ugly thumbnail. It's just a joke about Mutahar being ugly, guys. Don't worry. It's not a big deal.
section for every video.
Just in case it went over your head. I'm just being silly.
So clearly it's just been sort of like...
Wait, so how does Nicholas Diorio deal with this? How does Nicholas Diorio deal with the fact that Ethan is now working with Mutahar because he hates Mutahar? Me personally, I don't give a fuck. Okay. But how does Nicholas Diorio contend with this? Oh!
like a thing that's stuck in the audience. I think ever since I reactivated Twitter, it's been filled with the mentions of like, you're a genocide supporter, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, obviously that's caused impact to my channel. It's obviously, you know, like people, I mean, you see that in the comment sections, it's bad. But then in reality land, right? Like, this is the first time I have to like completely miss out on like eat prayers and all this stuff, just because I don't really get into my community anymore. So, you know, I don't really see my family much anymore, just to keep them away from me while this is kind of raging. I've got a...
Is he really that worried? Is it like that much of a legitimate threat, or is he just being a little sensitive boy? Because didn't he take like a little bit of a community hit from all the Nuxtaku stuff? That fucking psychopath freak? You know, I'd like him to talk about that. Nux being a fucking scumbag at this point. I don't even care about the lolicon shit anymore, dude. The fucking insane right-wing nonsense is fucking worse. I'm just kidding. They're both pretty bad. Jerking it to Lolly, and then also is fucking... Oh, shit.
My own community that, you know, I pray every Friday. I go all the time. And, you know, over there, I've been kind of confronted with some people who have brought it up.
I usually try to pray after my wife leaves for work. When I say pray, I mean jerk off. But hey, you know what? God bless you.
You know, just other people in the, I guess, fellowship, so to speak. And it's just not been a fun time. It's
I mean, this fucking white bitch-made loser. Okay, who wants to?
It's just funny. Calling him white is just so funny to me. He just keeps calling him fucking white.
He wants to save you from yourself, I guess. What is he trying to do? What do you think about this white dude telling you?
What do you think about fucking white?
Bro, it's so insane because like, I've said it like publicly. It's like even with like Hasan or whatever. It's like there are some people that just have the ability to turn their like I guess you could say victim card on and off, right? Like you know, it's easy to be Muslim when it's convenient. Just if you want that victim card on, you're like a brown skinned person. But it's like I live it every day. You know, like I can't turn that off. So when I see guys like Noah come in and tell me what I should and should not feel, especially when I've grown in that environment, like I've grown up in a Muslim household, various degrees of conservative Muslim house.
Dude, did you guys just see that in my fucking game? There's an item up there that I just missed out on because the game decided to shoot me down instead of give me the fucking item.
Like depending on how far, like if you go my grandparents and stuff. So it's just when I was in that video talking about like my piece towards the end, that came from like a personal experience, something that I highly doubt Noah's been through. So it's shocking that when I'm not on their side, when I'm not on the accepted side, I'm just the Uncle Tom. I'm fucking out of it. Like I don't know what I'm saying. Like it's just annoying. It's like fuck this guy. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's like it's always like listen to the diverse voices. Listen to what they're saying. Oh, this guy disagreeing. He supports genocide. Don't worry about him. Saying like the worst shit possible about you. Like why the fuck do they target you with the worst shit possible?
Dude, I normally like I wouldn't even get into the legal trenches of this, right? Because it's like I'm not at the stage you're at where it's like fuck it, I'm just gonna go. Like I'm in the trenches. Like normally I wouldn't because it's kind of like an apprehensive thing. But when Noah puts me up as like a genocide supporter, right, and like a thumbnail and everything, and I watch his videos, like it's insane because I've had my own lawyers. Like I've sat down and spent billable hours. We watched his videos. And we're just like sitting there like, where the fuck does he get off saying this kind of shit? Like dude, I have a fucking legal bill that I'm looking at for all, like it's part of like the fucking accounting. It doesn't make any sense anymore. Like I look at everything that he says and I just think like, how do you get out? And it was my wife that came in and she's like, listen, it's kind of like calling you a predator, like a child predator or something.
Totally.
Right? Like, you know, you could, it's one thing if somebody says something about me that like, you know, whatever, it's not going to cause me harm at the end of the day. Like it's just internet beef. This is like, you might as well call me the worst thing imaginable. And at some point, like I'm going to have to respond to you. And if me, like, cause I don't want to do this thing where I make like a video back and forth. Like I don't want to feed into like nonsense drama if it's not going to do anything. I'd rather it be in a public record. If that's the only way to like defend ourselves.
Yeah. It's actually interesting because normally that's what you would do. Normally that's what would happen. You would just turn this into, you would just like, oh, let me make a video about it. That's typically what you would do. But now it's funny because I feel like this is kind of the first instance where people are making like they're just suing. They're like, I'm not going to go back with this drama because I'm not going to go back and forth with all this drama here and give you more money to engage in this. I'm just going to fuck you in the ass financially. That's pretty much it.
At all, you know?
100%.
It seems like it is.
Yeah, and previously when I've gotten into like spats like this where people are lying about you, you can make a video, you show the receipts, and then everyone's like, oh, okay, he's telling the truth. In this case, these people, Hasan and co, who are part of this cult, they don't care being wrong. That's part of their strategy. They are knowingly malicious. They don't care. It's like, it's just about the target. It's not about the method of criticism. It's just about destroying the target. And they don't care how it's done. We could prove 1,000 times over that they're just totally materially lying, but they won't care. All they'll say now is that we're trying to silence his free speech, which is
Dude, I hated that so much. Like, so I've seen the whole rumbling. It's like, oh, you guys are shutting down free speech. And I think I tweeted about like Andrew Tate having like a defamation case where like they literally used his own words, and I'm like, well, that's you shutting down free speech. And I've seen like so many people equate that to this situation right here, us looking into like the legal options. And I'm like, no, this is obviously very different because the letter you just read, right? Like just my section alone and then your section. It's like you literally like mishandled, you like misconstrued every clip that you've shown. We have the context and evidence out there. You could have seen it. You know, you could have relayed it, dude. I did an investigation on that guy completionist like a year and a half ago with like Carl Jobs, right? And in that investigation, I was so careful on what I could say and what I couldn't say. Like that video had to be like legally verified. I got it checked numerous times. I do it for every investigation. Specifically after our beef, actually. After that, like I fucking renewed into a changed man. I'm like, everything that I say has to have like a fucking bullet behind it. Because the day it goes to court, you know, the day, because I know that I can get sued obviously within a year of making a video per like, you know, most defamation statutes. Unlike no, it's like you got like I have to come with all the evidence prepared, and when I see these guys making their like actual slop videos, like I know that these guys use slop as like the most negative term, but Noah's video was by far the sloppiest thing that I've seen, and like the fact that it was so deconstructed so well, these people will never listen to it, and the problem is you're right, it's just another like they just want to target. There's so many better targets for them that actually like.
Dude, there's shit happening right now. Hasan just spent like another 2 hours talking about me on his stream. It's like, bro, there's shit happening right now, dude. Like actual shit. Like what like, dude.
It's a little funny because like there is a lot more stuff happening right now, but Ethan has been like a little obsessed with Hasan. But then again, you know, Hasan does keep saying that Ethan is just a drama guy. So like, yeah, I mean, you know, Hasan should be more worried about other stuff, no? But Hasan isn't like a political guy. He's a drama guy. Hasan is also, he just does political drama. It's the only difference.
It's like there are so many targets out in the world that probably deserve like actual criticism. So it's like when you're going after like the actual Palestinian supported voices, it's insane. Like I hate the co-opt use of these guys. Like you're targeting pro-Palestinian voices. I'm like, you can be very pro-Palestinian. I am. You can also not be siding with terrorism. Like to go back to my history, like post 9/11, if you grew up as a Muslim in North America, like you got looks. You know, I believe one of the first hate crimes against.
Hey. Yeah, that's actually true, Nicholas Dioro. Nicholas Dioro is in the chat talking about Nux Talk. Let me ask you a question, Nicholas Dioro. What do you think about Nux Taku outside of him jerking off to lolicon porn, allegedly? That's my opinion. I think that's I don't think that's an well, what do you think of that guy? Because we watched we watched a video of his, and he's a fucking freak. He's like a psychopath, you know, political freak. So I'm wondering what you think, Mr. Lips.
After 9/11 was towards like a Sikh individual, right? Not even a Muslim person. It's just because they wore a turban and they looked very similar to, you know, that's what colloquially we believe like the Muslim hijacker to look like. I do have to research that a little bit more, but it's one of the things that struck to me. And it's like when you grow up in an environment like that, to me, I always like I'm a fucking Canadian first, North American, whatever. I believe in supporting my community. I believe in like the freedoms and help of like everyone around. I believe in just everyone getting along. Like it's the most hippie shit.
9/11 was terrible, but I did get to go home from school early though.
That I can come up with, and that's really what my beliefs are. And as a Muslim growing up, it's like there's billions of us around the world. Obviously, it's pretty safe to say not all of us support violent.
We're surrounded. I'm just kidding, guys.
Terror groups. In fact, we're very much against it. And I guess if anything I can say is like I'm firmly against groups like that. But that doesn't mean I'm against the plight of an entire group of people that are not all terrorists. You know, it's just insane that this should be such a normal take that everyone has. And in the eyes of the most extreme left, suddenly you're like a genocide supporter for having the most normal take imaginable. Like something that anybody should think. Like it's insanity. Like the more I think about it, the more I'm like actually baffled.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they pushed it so far to the point where there needs to be accountability. Like
well, it's really trendy to be anti-West. It's like unironically, it's very trendy to just hate the West. And that's what it is. It's very popular. People just hate the West, and so they decide that every bit of information that comes from a Western media source, despite the fact that it is held to a higher standard than most other media source or any other media source really, is just wrong and it's bad, and you can say whatever you want about it, and everything is genocide, blah, 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 blah. That's it, man. It's just the popularity of it, you know? But it's one of those things where you're kind of gay. I'm just kidding. Nux is like a VTuber and Miles Shaw. I don't know who that is. I don't know who it is. The last name scares me though. So
needs to be. They forced us into a corner in which like there's pretty much the only way to hold these people accountable. And the unfortunate thing is people like George Janitis, the human STD, and people like Noah Samsen, they are materially rewarded. They get no pushback from their community. They get plugged. They get massively shouted out and supported by Hasan and his co. So for them, they just see.
Well, hey, listen. At the very least, we can reference this as a point where React content does contribute to the career success of individuals. If Hasan has created an entire atmosphere of React content being very financially lucrative, a little bit redundant, but being very lucrative, like anti-Ethan React content being very lucrative, that means that React content is lucrative, right? Like that makes sense. Like he just sits on stream, he reacts to other people's shitty videos about Ethan, he makes money, but then also the people making the videos make money, and they created a whole atmosphere, and so boom, it's justifiable. We've proven it that it's justifiable.
Green lights all the way. Like, oh yeah, the more I lie, the more malicious.
Based React content. Although I kind of prefer people who react and then when it calls for it, fact check. You know, unlike people like Asmongold who will just be a complete fucking degenerate freak. And same thing with that Nux Taku guy. So.
That I be about this person, the more views, the more Hasan's going to put me on for sure. Just as mean as I can be about Mutahar or Ethan or anyone that's talked bad about him. So they've created this atmosphere. And listen, it's time for some accountability.
No, 100% agree on there, and that's like why, like again, like I said, I normally wouldn't go the litigious route, but like again, the more I read the letter that Ramad wrote, I'm like, it's insane. Like I've never seen defamation this clear and like removed. Like it was so matter of fact, you know, that it's just impossible to not go forward with it. And on the topic of like guys like Hasan or whatever, I think it's a great point to also mention. It's like a lot of it does get really exacerbated when you've got one of the largest political streamers in the world going at you, constantly signal boosting stuff that you know you should be checking, right? Like I'm sorry, when there's something fucked up that comes out, if anybody gets a serious accusation against them, whether it be, you know, again, genocide supporting or, you know, getting involved with minors or whatever, it's like, it is your duty, even if you're just signal boosting, to ensure the validity of the source, right?
True. Very true. And you can't trust those children, okay, guys? You can't trust those kids. Whatever they say about me. I like that comment, Nick. We have to save starving or dying Palestinians by watching Bad Banana videos. It's truly the only way to save them. That is true. Well, here's the thing. If they just watch those Bad Empanadas, it fills their stomachs with food. Now, considering the standards that we have for our beef, it might be bad for them, but we're not gonna consider that.
This is a guy that's been on news, and people have talked about him as being like one of the greatest parsers and like one of the greatest political figures. And I find it so bullshit. Like the fact that me, who's just an engineer, like the fact that I can parse through all of this stuff better than quote unquote the biggest political streamer is embarrassing. It's shocking to me. And honestly, I think like he should have more accountability. But he'll probably look at this and say, "Oh, it's just Sloptuber getting mad at me. It doesn't matter."
Well, people like Hasan and Asmongold, because they're basically the same thing. Their time is like they have like a numbered time. Does that make sense? Fucking words escape me today. They're the kind of people who just kind of ride the wave of like what is they feel socially acceptable to say within their bubble. That's it. And when those things change, where I really do think people are going to recoil from the insanity that exists, they're going to get completely fucking ass dumpstered and they're going to fall off. Or they're going to shift with it, and they're going to continue to just like people are going to realize that they're just going to say whatever they feel like they can say within a particular time frame, or within like a particular what is it called? Atmosphere. I'm fucking dying on words today.
It's like
he won't address anything we're saying. He'll just say that we're exploiting the legal system because we know he's right. He'll twist it something like, oh, he knows it. That's why they're trying to silence him. But Hasan, it's not that too. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me tell you the most insane thing. When they say that, it's like I always have to remind people. I'm like, I know where this case is going. It's the fucking state of California, the most free speech supporting state when it comes to cases involving this. I would not go forward with this if I didn't feel that there was something palatable to have.
Absolutely.
All this, my wife has said the perfect thing. It's like the moment we talked about it, suddenly everyone on the left became a fucking legal expert, you know? Suddenly everyone has become like a fucking lawyer. I'm like, if you think that there is no like actual case to be made, I don't see the amount of like coping involved. Like, I don't understand why there's so much coping for this. Like, let it play out. Well, so I feel there is a solid case.
The coping is because, again, they knowingly lie. They have no responsibility to be factual. It's on us. It's like, it's up to us to be factual and to correct the record and to care about words. For them, it's just a play where they get to say and do whatever they want to smear you. And just to go back to what you said about Hasan, you being better at parsing, Hasan's a smart guy. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows that it's wrong. He knows that it's a fucking lie, and he just sits there. And when it's a lie, like he was watching a George Janitis human STD video, and George says something like, Ela Klein, who's famously a terrorist,
this fucking it just kills me when he keeps saying that.
Likes to kill babies, something to the effect of that. He's just like, he's like, just no comment.
I think that's so wild too, because it's like, I don't know Ela on a personal level, but I imagine that Hasan knows her because of your guys' like prior podcast work. It's like, every time I see like the anti-Ela train coming out there, it's like, so she did mandatory service. Okay, now she's like a fucking baby killer or something, right? Like, it's just
what about it's one of those
Uncle
Ela train? It's not funny.
Things where it's like massive jump in logic, you know, and nobody sits down and explains it. And I think it's honestly in that situation, it's one thing if like a fucking Nick Fuentes said it, right? Like, sure, we know what he's going with. Yeah. But it's another thing when like Hasan, who is like supposed to be more, somebody who's actually connected to Ela, the fact that he co-signs it, it's like,
It's unforgivable
like,
for me.
Yeah, it's just it's like, dude, you have no, like, you're just, again, it's just willfully being ignorant of like facts. He knows the fact. He knows the fact more than the average person commenting on it, but he just chooses to let it happen because you guys are enemies now. We're all
Well, he's too comfortable, baby.
enemies.
The funny thing is, before this all happened, Hasan was the biggest fan of Teddy Fresh. He was wearing it all the time. He was asking us for it. Now, by the way, Hila's...
And then he gave it away to all those fucking disgusting poor people. I'm just kidding. They're not fucking.
Military service and all...
Well, they might. Sometimes I watch them outside my house because they hang out by my house. They start fucking each other. And I'm like, shit, dude, this ain't too bad, dude. You know? Then I go out there and I buy them a hot dog and an energy drink and they go at it again. It's fucking incredible.
All this stuff, that's public knowledge. Nothing has changed at all in terms of like what they criticize her for. So Hasan was happily walking around in Teddy Fresh, the biggest fan ever. Hila was already on the record as being a fucking member of mandatory IDF service. But now all of a sudden, with the same facts, right? Now all of a sudden, he's giving away Teddy Fresh to homeless people on Skid Row and saying I never liked it. That shit's ugly as fuck. Like, bro.
Well, the good thing is, because I'm wearing Teddy Fresh right now. It's pretty good. The good thing, though, for the homeless people is that, like, it does shrink in the wash, but homeless people won't have to worry about that. And so that's the greatest part about Teddy Fresh stuff. It shrank a little bit. My wife just wears the ones that I got for me. I put them in the dryer and then mine shrunk. I don't think hers really shrunk though. I think it just maybe mine. You know, maybe they just shrunk too much. I'm a fatty guy. I'm a fat guy, so you know it is what it is sometimes.
Bro, what the fuck? Not that I care, but like he was the one asking for it. He was asking us for it.
It always just feels like somebody that is stuck so far into that like high school like mentality, that college mentality, where it's like there's just no, I want to say, adulthood to it. I talked about this with my wife too, like about like Hasan and everything. Every time I hear like Hasan and talk,
who likes their wives? Bro, you're fucking done. You're now timed out. You're timed out for 24 hours. Actually, anytime somebody unjustifiably says that my mic is muted, gets timed out for a day because it pisses me off.
It comes from a place of people that don't like that just never have had to do anything. Like I always notice how Hasan brings up like his Turkish background and everything. Like so I'm an immigrant. Like I was born back home. My brother was born here. So by basically being born back home, I'm talking like a couple months, and then I moved here. So by all intents, we're an immigrant family, and we never grew up with like a silver spoon. My dad did like fucking medical school twice. We're talking like because his license from back home was never validated when he came here. So you go through the ringer basically 2 times in his life. Not super fun, but we grew up pretty normal. And every time I hear this guy talk, it's like, dude, you grew up in like the nicest parts of the country. You grew up where like I watched through like Hollywood movies, right? Like when you live in an area like Hollywood, when you live so close to like Sunset Drive, you live in a tourist area. It's like, dude, you have all the privilege in the world. You've never had to go through anything in your life, and now you're going to sit here and like preach to a bunch of people, how they should feel when you've never lived that life. You've never lived the life of a struggle. You've never seen things through the people you're constantly trying to champion for. It's shocking to me how an audience like that exists, and then they become so lazy that they don't even do any research into like claims that these people make or like the attacks they send out. It's taking advantage of a lazy audience, and it's just like a bunch of privileged fucks getting away with.
Yeah, I don't know if you know Hasan's origin story. His parents are extremely wealthy. His mom is a landlord of like many commercial buildings, which is ironic because Hasan famously said landlords should be pulled into the street and the street should run red with their blood. His mom is a prolific landlord. His dad is a member of like one of the largest Turkish military.
Yeah, but he lost a lot of his money in stocks or something. What are you talking about? He lost a lot of money in the stocks.
Political parties. They're very, very wealthy. In fact, Hasan, Turkey also has mandatory service, but Hasan actually they sent him off to college. By the way, yeah, they sent him to college from Turkey, which is fucking extraordinarily expensive for anyone in the world, let alone someone in Turkey.
What university did you go to here? Like, was it NYU?
He went to Rutgers, and he went to another one that I think he got
internationally. That's not cheap at all.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Yeah. And so
right, because I'm pretty sure you get subsidies if like you live in the area. So
he dodged the draft in Turkey. He just fucking dodged the draft in Turkey because his parents are rich.
That's like the insane thing too, because it's like when you got mandatory military service, one of the things that I brought up with like just anytime it was brought up on stream or like I had to correct somebody on the podcast, I'm like, she has mandatory military service, right? This is a guy that like got to buy his way out. So it's like, how are you going to shit on somebody that is forced basically by their fucking state to participate in their military like infrastructure? And on Hasan's side, it's like dude, imagine being so privileged that draft time comes, your parents just send you off to the most expensive countries in the world to get a fucking education.
That's how it used to be. Yeah. I mean, and again, as a socialist, as a communist, and all this types of stuff, I think it was during Vietnam where rich people were paying to get their kids out of the draft, and that became a huge thing now in America. They made that now illegal. But Hasan is literally he's literally Donald Trump with the bone spurs.
Well, I mean, I imagine it doesn't necessarily matter anymore because the draft isn't even really. They don't even really respect the draft anymore, which is a good thing. Well, I mean, hopefully we don't have to do anything with that, just in case there's a problem. Just in case there's a problem.
I mean, he didn't make any medical excuses, but he definitely they paid up so he could dodge the draft. And I mean, to me, that's shameful and it's embarrassing. Hila served her country. She did her civic duty. And I think that's a good thing, regardless, like just in general, right? outside the scope
it's
of
not like it's not like she agrees with their practices. Like I've seen her talk about this. It's not like she's like a heavily defended person of this. It's like, you know, like the mouthpiece for the Israeli Defensive Forces or whatever. So it's shocking to me how that constantly gets like litigated and brought up. Like when it comes to the military, like way back in the day, I'm talking like fucking obviously high school. It's like even when it comes to the military, like there was a point where I didn't have a choice, like money wise. Like it was like join the Air Force and like get your engineering degree through there. Because really that was like one of the only options that I have. So the more now that when I hear this about Hasan, I'm like, dude, it's like when you have choices versus people who don't have choices, and then you're going to tell the people that don't have a choice.
That's a good point too. That's actually a pretty good point. That Hasan gets the virtue signal about how you shouldn't do a particular thing, but he was never economically reliant on anything. He's never been in touch with anybody. That's why he still to this day pretends that he is somehow relatable. Like he doesn't understand anything. I'll tell you, even for me, like I'm 35 and I had to work like a normal job for the most of my life up until like really 29, and you know, it sucks. You're working a fucking job, it just beats the hell out of you. You know, there's really nothing else to say. It beats the hell out of you. You feel like shit, yada 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 yada. And now I do like better with the work I do. My work is easier than it's ever been before. I'm my own boss. On my bad days, I could just not work, or if I do have to work, I can work around my own schedule. Like I'm extraordinarily privileged. And even now, like, you know, you get a little bit out of touch. You know what I mean? I make good money. I work from home. You know, my biggest problem is my ass hurts when I sit down. You know what I mean? So it's like, even for me, like sometimes, you know, you get a little out of touch, and you have to keep that in mind. You have to realize that like you're a little out of touch so that you don't get fully out of touch. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like egg prices are still high. I don't fucking know. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter to me. Like I don't have to care about that, right? So like, you know, I have to make sure I realize like, okay, I'm a little out of touch. Don't go too full of myself like Hasan does. But you know, there's never been a point of relatability for him, and he's completely out of touch. And he's a millionaire. I don't make millions of dollars by any means. I'm comfortable. I'm Disney once a year comfortable, which is very comfortable. You know, and so you gotta keep that in mind. But like Hasan's not even aware that he's privileged. Okay, thank you so Ryan Beard. Hasan is working class. He works for Amazon, therefore he is oppressed. That's true. He does. That's so true. So relatable.
Voice of the time.
Yep.
Fucking, you know,
that's
you live in this like high moral world.
Like Denim's made this video being like, you know,
Denim's made this video being like, sorry.
I understand it was mandatory, but she should have gone to prison. That's what I would have done. And it's like,
I wouldn't have done that. I would have killed innocent people instead of going to prison. I'm gonna be like, I wouldn't even. I'm not even proud of it, dude. I mean, especially back then, I wouldn't even have known what innocence was, dude. You can't claim that, you know, countries run propaganda for themselves and then at the same time, like, expect everybody to be like educated on, you know, the nuances of how that manifests itself. You know what I mean? Especially like 18-year-old fucking kids. I would have fucking fought too, man. I probably would have been proud of it too, because like you don't know what's right and wrong. That's one of the things. It's one of the issues, right? So.
Okay, well, that's so nice of you to fantasize about. Why they don't have to pay taxes? Hasan and Dennis and all these people don't pay taxes. Go to prison. Be a conscientious objector right now. You don't have to wait. You don't have to fantasize.
Yeah, if you know that your government is financing bad people, don't pay taxes.
That's it.
Like, no, don't take.
That's actually probably one of the best arguments I've ever seen. Yeah, if you're going to expect other people, like poor Israelis, who don't really have the economic ability to just kind of step up and disappear. If you're gonna give them shit for joining the military that could send them to jail, well then stop paying your taxes. Like go to jail for not paying your taxes then if you're such a fucking good person. You know, but they're gonna be like, no, I have such a positive, impactful voice because they're like the freedom fighters. So they'll gaslight themselves into thinking that like, oh, actually, like what I have to say is so important that I can't do that.
This advice, audience watching, because I do want you don't fucking not pay.
Well, I don't think anybody watching is
yeah, they're not dumb enough to do that. But if you're so fucking intent, then stop paying your taxes. Fucking, you know, go get the IRS to clap you on the cheeks, get yourself into a prison, and then just fucking make a statement like that. It's
clap you right in the cheeks, baby. Win-win.
Insane that like
maybe a very very attractive, tall, muscular black guy will clap your cheeks in jail too. I mean, really, you can't lose here.
Yeah, anytime you bring this kind of shit up, it's always just a deflection. Like it always was funny too, because it's like I find it funny how like being so anti-capitalist, right? Like being somebody that's like for the people, like eat the rich. I have never seen a bigger consumer than Hasan Piker when it comes to like buying frivolously needless shit. You know, like
I love how this has just turned into shitting on Hasan. They're just talking so much shit about him. It's so funny. This is great. YouTube is healing.
Incredible.
We all have, you know, like we all have like
YouTube is healing.
We all have like nice houses. Like I'm sure like you drive a nice car, I drive a nice car. He drives a nice car too. I know that for a fact.
Because he made a video
like,
bragging about it.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, yeah, he bought a Porsche for his fans, which is insane to me because it's like
I bought it for the.
I would get a fucking Hellcat. I would get a goddamn Hellcat, bro. Fuck a Porsche, gay.
Fans, yeah, there's that clip of him in the dealership. I bought it for the fans, guys.
When I went and bought like a really nice car, it never got posted out there, it never happened. Like it wasn't like a buy for the fan purchase, but it's like it's funny how like that gets propped up as like let's fight the evil capitalist system, but also participate in it in the most insanely consumerist ways.
Yeah.
And like it's funny too because it's like me and you, I know you run a business, I run a business, and we like I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I'm not like a fucking greedy capitalist like billionaire that's like fucking taking extra bonuses, like not paying my employees. And I know you certainly aren't either. So it's like why are we demonized?
I would be.
And then this guy who's like
who doesn't pay his mods, by the way.
Yeah.
His mods are on stream
being
begging
paid,
for rent money.
It's just insane how that.
Are they really? That's crazy. If I had the money and then the need, I'd pay my mods, but I don't really. You know, it's pretty chill in here. It's more just a formality. I usually ban most of my own people that are piss me off.
Is their world and it's defended. It's like there's no calling out for it, and we're like held to this insane standard that just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Oh, my favorite thing that I see people doing constantly is Ethan went after pro-Palestinian voices, therefore he's pro-genocide. It's like Hasan is not the entire fucking Palestinian movement. These people act like it's him. He is the one, and it's crazy.
Look at Frogan. Is Frogan like a legit mod? I try not to look at her though, to be honest with you.
You're telling me that just because you're pro-Palestinian, you can't be criticized for anything unrelated or related?
You know what it is, dude? It's like that South Park episode with like Jesse Jackson being like the emperor of all black people. That's all it is. It's like this guy is the emperor of all Palestinian voices right now. And if you
even though he's not even
him,
Arab, by the way.
Yeah. That's also it's even funny too. It's like
damn, Frogan's poor. What a loser. Poor people are gay, dude. I'm being silly. I love gay people, bro. I've said this before. There are so many people in my life that are gay. I'm like the most masculine guy in the world compared to everybody. Everybody's gay. You know, you got my cousin's gay, my brother-in-law's gay, my cousin's boyfriend is gay, my wife's best friend is gay husband, Ryan Beard's gay. I'm just fucking with you, brother. I don't even know if he's still here. I can't see if she's doing. It's cool though. I like it.
I know now. It's like when there was a criticizing.
Makes me feel good. It makes me feel like the most masculine man in the room because they're all, you know, gay people usually they're pretty feminine. There's some masculine, but I've never really met a masculine gay guy. I'm sure they exist, but you know, it's pretty based. So I guess I get to feel good about myself. You know.
It's like, how can we be a practicing Muslim? He like, drink a beer here and there. I'm like, no, I didn't claim to be like a perfect person, but that guy is like, he's like culturally there. I'm like, this is like a fucking ID card that you sometimes take with you. It's like, I don't understand how this guy's supposed to be the biggest voice of reason here, and he's not even like culturally associated, dude. He's not even. He cannot criticize. He cannot engage with it in a meaningful manner. It's tough to see that, especially somebody in the actual umbrella. Like, and I'll say this, just it doesn't need to be said, but like. I really wish in my lifetime, before I die, I see peace in the Middle East. Like, I hope that every Palestinian and Israeli gets along. I hope that everyone in that region just gets along. To me, it has never made sense why we couldn't get along. We're all, like, brothers and sisters of the same Abrahamic tree.
Well, isn't it all just religion? Religion tells each of these groups that there's their holy land or some bullshit, you know?
We should be able to get along, and I hope we do, you know? And recently there were like these anti-Hamas protests, and I looked at that, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And immediately when I go onto like a lot of these guys' streams, it's downplaying it. It's like, this is just Israeli propaganda. I'm like, how do you achieve peace when your actual reaction to any semblance of positivity is to be so cynical and Alex Jones-ish towards it, right? Like where you can't, like, I'm sorry, in order to make this entire bridge work, every side has to come together and acknowledge their faults. And build for a better future. As fucking corny and as hallmarkish as that is to say it, that's the only path to it. And I think I will, if I lose every follower and I lose every bit of my online presence by preaching that, it's worth it. Because I don't know if I could live with myself and sleep at night and look at my wife and my parents if I sat down and started supporting a terror organization that is being rebranded as a resistance group, when realistically they aren't. Resistance groups are not torturing their people for protesting against them. Insanity right there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't need to be said. But
what Noah and Hasan are essentially saying, or I don't know what Noah said about this, but I know what Hasan has said, downplaying it. He's being like, no. The people in Gaza, they're fighting to the end, till every single Gazan is dead. That's what I want. They're like protesting, like, let's just fucking oust Hamas and end this fucking war. And Hasan's like, no, fight till the end. Every single man, woman, and child at the fronts for them, so on their behalf.
It's so easy to say that when you're living in like the safest country in the world, you know, like where Hasan lives, and I anytime I'm in like LA, I Airbnb there all the time and shit too, like fucking in Hollywood or whatever, and it is the safest part of the fucking world, right? Like you got the most security. He doesn't have to see even the problems of his own city in that area, right?
Right, yeah.
Like, I mean, you want to see problems in LA, you can drive fucking 10, 15 minutes down to like, I mean, it's funny that you went to Skid Row to give your merch because it's like, it's funny for him, like seeing the worst of the country financially is like a 10, 15 minute field trip, you know, and then he gets to go back home. So it's like, he gets to live this like really privileged life and from his home where bombs aren't dropping. Because I have talked with Israeli people and like it's funny because
What are you talking about, dude? Hasan, bombs are constantly dropping on Hasan. Everybody's making fun of him for being rich when this guy literally lives like a bare bones budget. Oh, Hasan's rich. Really? You think that, like, do you know how expensive houses are in the place in Hollywood that he lives? They're so expensive. It's basically like he's living in a small little, 2-bedroom apartment with his mom and dad. Like, you guys are ridiculous. All the other rooms, those are just to put all his stuff. Oh, that's what you put your stuff there. But it's not like good. This dude's fucking poor, dude. What the hell are you talking about?
Like, one thing that I heard was, one of my friends was out for dinner, right, with his wife. And he's like, in Israel, they get these ballistic warnings, like they're Amber Alerts on their phone, and they're out for dinner and they see it, and it's almost like they don't really even respond to it. It's like weird. And then I think, as bad as that is, the other side doesn't even have fucking Amber Alerts. Like, they're just getting destroyed and decimated. And you got this fucking dude here who's like saying fight to the death. I'm like, I don't think they want to die anymore. I think they want peace. They've been wanting peace for decades. So let's get them peace.
Yes, dude, it's so fucked up.
Like, I saw a photo from Palestinian in the month of Ramadan, this family eating in like a fucking...
Well, Hasan, this is the thing that people really don't understand, is that Hasan likes the conflict that's happening in Palestine. People really don't know this, but before October 7th, Hasan was slowly losing more and more followers. He was still getting a lot of people watching his stream, but they dropped from like his mid 30,000s down to like the 20,000s and lower. And he was getting fewer and fewer views. October 7th happened. Boom. Things started to explode. All of a sudden, everything blew up. He's financially like dependent on the conflict in Israel and Palestine. That's like, so once that's over, once there is peace, which hopefully there is soon, and the peace I'd like to see is reparations from Israel, and the United States giving aid to help that country rebuild, and hopefully to be more westernized, more rights for gay and trans people, etc. If that happens, though, Hasan's fucked. He's out of a job. There's really nothing people are going to be able to gravitate towards because he's boring as fuck.
Like,
it literally saved his career. And I think that he knows that, and I think that he enjoys that.
Partner was like, bomb the fuck open, And like, everyone was talking about like, oh, what if the hinges break? I'm like, I don't think they're at a point where they even care if the fucking building collapses on them, Like, it's depressing, it's sad. It's when we talk about the reality of it, it's not something that,
Nope, what the hell?
You want it to end. It's not a team sport. It's not like who's right or who's wrong. We're playing the weird semantic game. We should be looking for a peaceful solution, and we should be looking for it as fast as we can. Because there have been tons of people that have been dying there, and it should have stopped a year. It should have stopped decades ago, but it hasn't. And it's also funny too how like anytime they bring up this genocide, it's like, oh, you've been like Hasan said it was quiet for a year. I'm like, dude, this genocide's been going on for decades. And by the way, this is not the only like genocide of people going on. I've never seen Hasan talk about like the Muslim people in China positive. I've never seen him talk about like Muslim Indian.
Well, he doesn't care about those people because it doesn't make him money. So
yeah.
I've never seen him talk about Muslim Indian people, like my people back home in India. Let me tell you right now, dude, we're second-class citizens. I might even have my nationality completely removed. Like, I'm ethnically Indian as possible. Indian Muslims, fucking total second-class group. Never seen him talk about that at all. I don't even think he cares much about Indian people, to be fair. I've heard him on like camera say like a certain slur. And then and then you've got like, Sudan, you've got all these areas where things are going on, but they're hyper-fixating on this. Especially not because I think they care about the Palestinian people or the Israeli people. It's just because it is...
Because it's because they can talk about it and they can make money off of it. Like, I keep saying this, and it's don't downplay like the atrocities going on over there, but like nobody cares about like any other Arab place, like Arab, fucking Jesus Christ, Middle Eastern country that's getting, having like an issue because it's not a Western force that's involved in the creation of the problem. And if it's not a Western force involved, like these people don't care. It's just West bad. That's all it comes from. It doesn't come from a place of like actually trying to help people. It comes from a place where West bad. That's it.
It is how you grift right now. He called out the fact that he called out the fact that I got 1 million views on my video and I got like AdSense out of it, which is, you know what? I will personally say this to Hasan, okay? I will give every single dollar of that, video away, which I don't even think it made anything because it got fucking demonetized because of the topic. But I'll do like, but you've also got to give away like a year and a half of your salary at this point because this is what you've been doing for the last year. You've been ripping off of these dead children.
These guys are like booming. Like it's funny. They go, Noah said the anti-Ethan industrial complex is booming, so everybody should be making videos. It's like that the pro-Palestine industry is booming, and like Hasan is riding that wave big time, man. He's loving it.
They're gonna take this out of context so hard. I can't wait to see this specific line being put on TikTok, and they're gonna say Ethan is downplaying and he's saying that they're just doing it for money. That like one clip out of this like fucking 4-hour podcast is gonna get taken out of context. I'm guaranteeing it. It's gonna be crazy.
Loving it. He's doing sponsored streams, bro. He's doing sponsored streams for fucking Disney-owned games.
He did a sponsor stream from like a Ubisoft title. He did two, like one for Rainbow Six and one for that Assassin's Creed. And it's like, I find it funny how a company that is going through like some sexual like misconduct hearings and its upper staff, you're gonna take like you don't have to take sponsorships. Like to give the audience watching, we can say no to a sponsor. We're all at that level. Me, you, and Hasan, where we can just say no. We're not gonna sign on with you. He has the option. He still decided to go down that road. And he's like, what? People don't take gaming sponsorships? I'm like, yeah, people do. But you're politically knowledgeable about this topic. I don't know why you decided to throw your hat into the ring. But I guess I know. I mean, private jets don't pay for themselves, right?
No, sir. Those Gucci shirts, don't come with a cheap price tag. Yeah, and I don't think he's getting them on the real. No, you find really good deals there, by the way, if anyone's wondering. All right, well, listen, I think is there anything else you wanna say? I think we've covered it, and I think that I'm extremely grateful that you're coming down this with us together, and I think it's a good thing that a Jew and a Muslim are together standing up for what's right against just it's so beautiful, man.
I mean, honestly, it's like it's funny too because like the more I kind of think about it, like we started off with a beef, and now like, years later, we're on a fucking like legal war together, defending like.
So nice.
We're just stopping.
What a lovely moment, dude. Oh, pussy, my pussy. I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, cool.
Shitty defamation from happening. It's fucking insane. It's but yeah, no. Thank you for letting me on, man. It's been highly appreciated, and thanks for like letting me in on this lawsuit as well too, because I really do think this kind of shit needs to be spoken about. I hope that. And it's very helpful to me that some people like actually get the true facts out of, even though we had to bring up actual legal cases. And
it really is just so funny because that Noah was like expecting this to turn into like controversy so that he can continuously make videos. Like he's used to that system, so he can continuously make videos about it. And here's what happened: they just decided to sue him. Instead of going back and forth and like, oh, I'll talk about you on my podcast, and then you have something else that you can talk about, and then they're just like, okay, we're just gonna sue you. They've completely broke the chain, and now Noah went to so far as to private his Instagram. That's so funny. It's just so funny. They didn't get out of they didn't get what they wanted out of it in the right way. This is fucking great.
And we have to start a legal case. We have to start legal proceedings. We have to talk about this in the first place. Hopefully people learn from it. And I'm just kind of tired of fucking blatant misinformation on every angle here.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, they put us in a position where we have nothing to lose. So this is all we've got. So anyway, Some Ordinary Gamer, Mutahar, he's on YouTube, everybody. You know what it is. And I'm sure we'll talk again as this situation continues. But until then, thanks for calling. Okay. God bless.
Yep. You have a good day, man.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Okay, dude. That's Mutahar, everybody. Some Ordinary Gamer. And I'll tell you what, he's very modest. He's no ordinary guy. He's extraordinary. He really is. He really is. All right, actually, I'm going to go pee and then I'll continue from there. So I'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Well, he doesn't have a piss cam, so we're just going to go right back to the letter. So
where were we? Overall, based on the totality. Oh, yeah, so it continues. We were talking about that Noah says, I perpetuate the mass rape hoax by misreporting what's in the UN report. The UN report, with regards to the hostages, the mission team found clear and convincing information that some hostages taken in Gaza have been subjected to various forms of conflict-related violence and has reasonable grounds to believe that such violence is ongoing. Paragraph 86 of the UN report does not support the assertion that Hamas does not engage in mass rapes on October 7th. As the plain language of paragraph 86 states, the investigators could not determine the exact scope of the sexual violence because it would require a separate, more comprehensive investigation, not because there was no evidence. Once again, Noah and many others lie about this to whitewash Hamas's reputation, which again is like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to run defense for Hamas to be pro-Palestinian. And I don't know why you think that. It's really quite a thing. Meanwhile, the Gazans are actually protesting Hamas, and they're trying to fucking whitewash them. Isn't that incredible? The mission team was unable to establish the prevalence of sexual violence and concludes that the overall magnitude, scope, and specific attribution of these violations would require a fully fledged investigation. A comprehensive investigation would enable the information base to be expanded in locations which the mission team was not able to visit, and to build the required trust with survivors, victims of conflict-related sexual violence, who may be reluctant to come forward at this point. And these people are calling them all liars. How about that, huh? Additionally, immediately after the second defamatory statement, you cite materials you claim support your assertion that the same hoax that was used by the Western media, the U.S. government, and the Israeli government to justify genocide. The material you cited, however, only discusses conflict-related sexual violence in general, and not October 7th. And it did not discuss Israel's action in Gaza whatsoever. By misrepresenting the factual basis of the second defamatory statement, particularly after reviewing the UN report yourself, you knew the second defamatory statement was false. Third defamatory statement. Despite making the factual assertion that Ethan spreads, quote, overt misinformation and, quote, straight up lies about Hezbollah, you do not identify a single piece of misinformation or falsehoods Ethan made about the organization. It's incredible. I went and I've watched the video, and so many times he goes, Ethan has done this horrible thing, and then just moves on with zero fucking support. Indeed, you do not address, let alone refute, the assertions made in the nuke that state: 1, Hezbollah engages in terrorism resulting in the deaths of thousands of civilians. 2, Hezbollah orchestrated the assassination of Lebanese Prime Minister Rafiq al-Hariri. 3, Hezbollah hijacked airplanes. 4, Hezbollah fired 15,000 rockets in civilian areas. 5, Hezbollah intervened in the Syrian civil war to aid the dictator Bashar al-Assad, which resulted in the deaths of hundreds of thousands of civilians. And 6, Hezbollah's leader Hasan Nasrallah has made numerous anti-Semitic and genocidal statements against Jews. 7, Hezbollah initiated the most recent rounds of fighting on October 8th, not Israel, which resulted in 100 Israelis killed and over 200,000 displaced.
Well, they're just going to say it's all propaganda. Like, realistically speaking, when it comes to this lawsuit, you know, all Noah and friends are going to say is, they're just eating up westernized, Americanized propaganda. It's Israeli propaganda, blah, blah, blah. They're going to use that as an excuse and say, like, no, this is what happens. And they will martyr themselves. Like, that is going to be the tactic they're going to use. They're going to pretend that they're actually the true victims. That's all it is.
All statements of fact, by the way, that he did zero effort to refute. He just says, I'm, quote, straight up lying with overt misinformation. As to the Houthis, you do not claim Ethan lied or spread misinformation about the Houthis. 1, recruiting child soldiers. 2, shelling civilians. 3, blocking aid to civilians. 4, ruining agricultural land with mines. 5, oppressing women and members of the LGBTQ community. 6, torturing and killing women. 7, performing Nazi salutes. 8, flag states death to Israel and curse upon the Jews. 9, captured the Galaxy Leader in international waters, not Yemeni waters, and the ship was not destined or traveling from Israel. And 10, took the crew of the Galaxy Leader who were not Israeli hostage. Did he attempt to interface with any of the factual assertions I made? No, of course not. He just accuses me of spreading overt misinformation and, quote, straight up lies. Instead, you focus solely on Ethan's assertion that the Houthis engage in slavery. You do not, however, proffer facts refuting this assertion. Rather, you attempt to impeach the credibility of the source relied upon by Ethan. For example, you attack the article entitled Exclusive, Houthis Restore Slavery in Yemen. One more time, I'll read that title for you. You attack the article entitled Exclusive, Houthis Restore Slavery in Yemen, from Asark al-Awsat, English version. The article itself refers to receiving information from sources close to the group, several local reports, Yemeni activists, and members of the lawyer syndicate in Yemen, and a civilian who works for a pro-Houthi tribal leader in Sa'ada. Other than your blithe assertions that the article contains baseless claims from, quote, Saudi state propaganda outlets, you cite no evidence to refute the substance of the articles or the sources it's relied upon. Fucking checkmate. Try to spin that one, fucking you and your human STD friend. Try to spin that.
They will. They'll just say it's all propaganda. They'll say, hey, give me a propaganda, them titties.
So, we wrote this letter specifically to be as dry and factually to the point as possible so that there was like no spin, no drama, no way to like just make like a slop drama video out of this.
Interesting. That's smart. It's funny because like from a legal perspective, it's not smart, right? You're supposed to do that. Unfortunately, the legal system is, you know, go as crazy as you possibly can on your side, then the other person goes as crazy as they can on their side, and then you try to meet in the middle. But instead, they seem, I mean, they're going really tough on these claims, obviously, but they're not even like sensationalizing it, which you would typically do in a lawsuit. So this way, Noah doesn't even have the ability to make that excuse. That is smart.
He's got to show what it says, and he's got to respond to it. I mean, he has to respond to us, legally speaking. Further, it is evident you did not even watch the Al Jazeera World documentary, Slavery in Yemen. The documentary focused on Yemen's overall culture of slavery and deposed government's denial of its existence. Moreover, it is highly misleading to claim it was issued before the Houthi takeover of Yemen, since the Houthis controlled part of Yemen as early as March 2011, with the Battle of Sa'ada. Further, the Al Jazeera documentary was released on September 10th, 2014, 6 days before the Battle of Sana'a, and 11 days before the Houthis prevailed on September 21st, 2014. Your blithe factual assertions that Ethan misrepresented information about Hezbollah and the Houthis, particularly after you watched the nuke, along with failing to disclose or misrepresent the factual basis of the third defamatory statement, demonstrates you knew it was false. By the way, just because he says, I mean, here's some of the sources. Let's see, state.gov. Let's see, this is an independent report on slavery in Yemen. Independent.co, aljazeera.com. I don't know what you expect us to cite there, bud.
Like Alex
and a Wikipedia article for, you know, citing basic historical facts, which is completely acceptable. The fourth defamatory statement. For the fourth defamatory statement, you do not identify what Ethan said that denied the Nakba, how these points were debunked, and how these talking points legitimize Israeli colonization. Instead, you show a screenshot of Bad Empanada, aka George Janitis, the human STD, his video entitled Nakba Denier, Expulsion Liar. Content.
I wish that was in the thing. Like where he calls him a human STD. That'd be so funny.
Destroyed. With the text debunked here by George Janitis, the human STD. So again, this is why we're forced to talk about you, is because Noah, in his infinite wisdom, and just obviously being an expert on the topic, he accuses me of Nakba denial that legitimizes Israeli occupation, and his proof is go watch George Janitis, human STD's video on it. Okay, that's what we did.
This is actually really funny. This is super funny. I think that these people like Noah and, you know, Mr. Janitis, Mr. Janowski, Stevie Janowski. I think that these people actually respect Hasan and take what he has to say seriously. And so they watch Hasan watch each other's videos and prop them up and make them feel like really right and strong because Hasan is right about everything, of course, in their mind. And now the both of them are hiding. They are in hiding because of this lawsuit. And Hasan is nowhere to be found. You think Hasan's going to fund it? No. But they trusted their king. If Hasan doesn't help them, this is going to be the start of the end of the Hasan orbit. I mean, he's already not paying his mods, apparently. Frogan's sitting on stream begging for rent money, doing her makeup, if that's what you want to call it. He's destroying his own orbit. It's funny. What a jackass.
That's how legal briefs work. And by the way, George, if you want to keep encouraging, what you're doing right now is like, you're trying to do misinformation, but the thing is, this is coming, whether you believe it or not, right?
Baby. I'm
so
also.
You better talk to your boy Noah and set him straight, because you can fucking laugh about this all day being a ChatGPT generated and that it's just whatever, and I'm doing it, whatever it is you want to say, it's coming. And in 20 days, unless he retracts everything noted here, my boy is getting sued by 2 people for defamation in the state of California. It's coming, and you can't stop it. That's right. Enjoy. We're having fun, aren't we, Noah? Just like you promised. You are well aware that Bad Empanada exhibited tremendous bias against Ethan, and is no...
Does Hasan bang Frogan? He might. He seems like the kind of guy that would like fuck a fat girl and just like call her disgusting the entire time and just berate her because he hates himself, so he hates, everybody else. You know what I mean? If that makes sense, that seems like what he would do.
No,
he does it with like West, right? He loves the West. He loves capitalism, and then he says it's all bad and it's disgusting, blah, 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 blah. So obviously he gets off to that kind of weird shit. Spreading
misinformation and anti-Semitism. The Bad Empanada video exemplifies...
By the way, I don't think the Frogan looks that bad. I personally would never say that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't want to upset Nicholas Diorio, although I do think Mika's rhetoric is a better fit. But
this point. Bad Empanada video begins with him claiming Ethan Klein attempts to justify the Israeli settler colonial state by glossing over the Nakba. Bad Empanada's video at this time. This is completely false, and Bad Empanada fails to show any clip from the nuke supporting this assertion. Rather, in the clip cited, Bad Empanada, Ethan discusses 1, that Jews would not feel safe as an ethnic minority, and 2, Israel is comprised of refugees from Europe and Arab countries, and 3, following the 1948 war, there were more Jews displaced than Palestinians during the Nakba, and 4, there are hardly any Jews left in Arab countries. Bad Empanada, you do not attempt to address any of these factual assertions. None of this denies the Nakba or downplays it. Rather, it is a fact that approximately 900,000 Jews migrated, fled, or expelled from Muslim-majority countries throughout Africa and Asia, primarily as a consequence of the establishment of the State of Israel. And the Nakba turned 700,000 Palestinians into refugees, which was mainly caused by Israeli arms. Next, Bad Empanada attempts to debunk the exodus of Jews from Morocco by arguing, this is when Rom gets personal with it. Morocco was still a French colonial progression after the 1948 war, and that the Jewish agency struck an agreement with the French governor to force Moroccan Jews to immigrate. This is a gross misrepresentation of what occurred. In June 1948, riots against Jews broke out in Oda and Jarada, which were, quote, 2 towns located near the border of Algeria. These 2 towns were departure points for Moroccan Jews seeking to reach Israel, when they were not permitted to do so from within Morocco. And the eyes of many Moroccan Jews would join the ranks of enemy combatants against the Arab armies. It took French authorities 3 hours to intervene in Ohada and Jarada. Within that time, 5...
Gotcha. So basically, I mean, like we already knew, a bunch of Jewish people went to Israel because they wanted a place where Jews were treated more fairly, right? And this was after World War II, because the world is not kind to Jews. It doesn't justify the actions of Israel, but it's just something to keep in mind. And they like to pretend that like that's not true, and that like in fact somehow everybody was living peacefully in every other country forever. All these Jews were living so peacefully. But they decided to go to Israel because there's a big Jewish magnet, I guess.
5 Jews were killed.
That's the only theory that I've been able to come up with, is that there's a big Jew magnet that forced all the Jews, I guess, to go. I don't know. That's all I can think. That's the only thing I can think of, because it makes no sense. Like, why wouldn't they? I don't know. That's it.
30 seriously injured, and shows and homes looted. In Jarada, where the Jewish population was only 100, 39 Jews were killed and 37 wounded out of 100. Due to the riots in Ohada and Jarada, 28,000 Moroccan Jews left for Israel between 1948 and 1951. From 1955 to 1957, immediately before and after Moroccan independence in 1956, 70,000 Moroccan Jews left between 1955 and 1957 due to hostility from Arab nationalism. After Moroccan independence, an additional 130,000 Moroccan Jews left for Israel. Further, George Jonitis, the human STD, misrepresents the article cited in this video, which misrepresents the content of its citing source. Bad Empanada claims that the Jewish agency, quote, struck an agreement with the French governor of Morocco or to force Moroccan Jews to immigrate. Bad Empanada's video, that he's citing it, the actual article states that the Jewish agency had to strike an agreement with the French governor of Morocco to bring about the immigration of Moroccan Jews. Further, the source cited in the article does not support, in this article, the first Israelis, does not support either assertion. Rather, Segev was referring to observations of a Jewish agency emissary of Moroccan Jews who were located in the transit camps of Marseille, France. After leaving Morocco due to the rise of Ohia and Jarada and the hostilities from the rise of Arab nationalism, the emissary observed Moroccan Jews expressing reluctance to go to Israel due to hearing about the hardships of settling in Israel. While some Moroccan Jews opted to return to Morocco, the emissary also noted that others decided to remain in Marseille and would wait for, quote, until the housing situation in Israel improved. George Nice, the Human SCD, goes on to debunk the exodus of Jews from Algeria by arguing, one, the decree.
So basically, the pushback about not necessarily wanting to go immediately is that they were afraid that they were going to have to like resettle their themselves, and it was going to be difficult for them and their families. Okay, that makes sense. Not because they didn't want to go to like a safe haven for Jews. Okay.
Did Algerian Jews French citizenship, and the Algerian Jews oppressed the Algerian Christians and Muslims as a result. One, and two, once Algeria achieved independence, it gave an ultimatum to the French citizens, not just the Jews, to renounce their citizenship and leave the country. Once again, this is highly misleading. Algeria never offered Jews citizenship after independence. Rather, the government harassed the Jewish community and deprived Jews of their economic rights. Indeed, Algerian National Code of 1963 only afforded citizens and inhabitants who had at least 2 Algerian-born descendants on the father's side that were Muslim. The law was codified in Article 32 of Algeria's National Code in December 1970. Now, by the way, he says this is all sourced from ChatGPT. So clearly, he should have no problem factually refuting these very specific misrepresentations in his argument. George Unitas, the Human SCD, also ignores the major contributing factor of Algerian Jews immigrating from Algeria. One major factor was the 1938 pogrom of Constantine, which resulted in 25 dead, dozens injured, and several homes and shops looted. Another in the FLN targeting Jews and Jewish institutes for approximately 90 separate occasions from 1956 to 1958 during the Algerian War of Independence, despite some Jews joining and supporting the FLN. After the Six-Day War, the remaining Jews in Algeria suffered additional anti-Semitic riots, which contributed to the remaining Algerian Jews leaving. Additionally, it's ahistorical to claim only Algerian Jews and not Algerian Muslims were granted French citizenship by the 1870 Dumoy Decree. Algerian Muslims were offered French citizenship but rejected on the grounds that they would be subject to French civil law. Algerian Jews accepted French citizenship in large part due to the massacre of Jews in Algeria. Moreover, to describe Algerian Jews as, quote, oppressors that collaborated with the French ignores, one, the rampant anti-Semitism in mainland France, two, French authorities failed to prevent the 1934 pogrom of Constantine, and three, Algerian Jews lost citizenship in 1940 and were barred from working in public service. Finally, George Unitas, the Human SCD, attempts to debunk the exodus of Jews from Iraq by arguing, one, Iraq desperately tried to keep its Jews and passed laws preventing them from leaving, and two, the Zionists committed terrorist acts to poison the relations between Iraqi Arabs and Jews, motivated the Jews to leave and pressure the Iraqi government to rescind the ban. He's in some like super deep, like fucking anti-Semitic revisionary history stuff here, man. It's actually
and this is all the information that Hasan signal boosts, and yet people will go, no, he's not anti-Semitic. He's just advocating for Israel, I mean, for Palestine. No, he's not. He doesn't like Jewish people, but he lets other people, other content creators, make the explicit anti-Semitic claims. While in this case, like he lets other content creators make these explicit anti-Semitic claims so that he can hide behind them. That's like the whole operating thing. That's the entire thing he does.
Actually scary that he puts this stuff forward as factual and people believe it. These assertions are ahistorical. The bombing campaign that the Human SCD is referring to occurred from April 1950 through June 1951. March 1950, before the bombing, the Iraqi government authorized the immigration of Iraqi Jews to Israel on condition they relinquish their Iraqi citizenship, which would result in disposition of all of their property to the...
What is Ethan reading? He's reading the lawsuit that he's pushing against Noah Samsen.
State. Moreover, the responsibility for the bombing is hotly contested. 2 Zionist activists were convicted of the bombing. The sole evidence against them was a confession from one which was given under torture. Further, the claims that Zionists were responsible for the immigration of Iraqi Jews fails to withstand scrutiny. Many of the bombings occurred after the law permitting Jews to leave the country had expired. If the bombing campaigns were part of a Zionist effort to expedite Jews to migrate, it is extremely odd that these bombings would be carried out when only 5,000 Iraqi Jews remained out of the original 125,000. More insidious. George Unitas, the Human SCD, ignores key events prior to April 1950 regarding the spread of anti-Semitism in Iraq. Beginning in 1930s, the situation for Iraqi Jews deteriorated for 2 major reasons: the ongoing conflict and the Palestinian Mandate, the introduction of Nazi propaganda. In 1934, barely 2 years after the Iraqi independence, Jews were being fired from positions in the Iraqi Ministry of Economics and Communications, and quotas were being imposed on Jews for civil service positions, secondary schools, and colleges. Beginning in 1936, physical attacks on Baghdadi Jews became increasingly frequent. In 1938, Iraq made Zionist activity a crime. The testimony of 2 Muslims was sufficient to convict any Jew. The result was arbitrary enforcement of the law, such as possessing a biblical map of the Holy Land. The law was also used as a method of extorting Iraq's most prominent Jews. The most notable example was Shafiq Ads, who was fined and hanged on the baseless charge of sending military equipment to Israel. On April 1st, 1941, the pro-Nazi and fascist politician Rashid Ali al-Quilani successfully led another coup, which was encouraged by the Palestinian leaders and Nazi propagandist, the Grand Mufti Haji Amin al-Hussein. Even though the al-Quilani rule was short-lived, he played an instrumental role in spreading Nazi ideology, which led to the Farhud on June 1st and 2nd. The Farhud was a program against Baghdadi Jews, resulting in more than 180 Jews killed, looting of Jewish businesses, and destruction of Jewish homes. Prior to the partition vote in 1948, Iraqi Jews were being lynched. Their homes ransacked. They were ethnically cleansed from Fallujah, and forced to pay extortion money. After partition, the situation grew even worse. Iraqi Jews were stripped of due process, prohibited from using banks, trains, post office, telegraphs, securing imports and exports license, and all the Jewish workers in the government were fired. In 1950, mere days after the law prohibiting Jewish immigration was passed in March, members of the anti-Jewish Istiqlal party attacked locations where Jewish belongings were sold. The few Jews remained after 1951 were treated as a fifth column and would become scapegoats for future Arab military defeats against Israel. After the Six-Day War, 9 Iraqi Jews were hanged in Baghdad and one in Basra. My granduncle, so this is what I was saying, he actually has a coincidental connection to one of the anti-Semitic lies here that the human SCD is peddling. So yes, his granduncle was actually hanged during this pogroms in Basra on false charges of being an Israeli spy after being convicted by a 3-man Ba'athus tribunal. He continues to lie about, I can't believe his point is that the Jews were actually the oppressors and the Arab countries were begging them to stay. They made laws preventing them from leaving because they wanted them to stay. And somehow there's no Jews left in any of these countries. The sixth defamatory statement. You completely failed to disclose the factual base of the sixth defamatory statement that Ethan labeled al-Haddad as a terrorist was, also now we're talking about the Houthi Luffy. Labeled al-Haddad as a terrorist with zero credible evidence. The nuke shows social media posts of al-Haddad admitting to being a Houthi terrorist and echoes the Houthis' genocidal rhetoric. Despite your knowledge of al-Haddad's social media posts, you stated, quote, there was zero credible evidence and that al-Haddad was a Houthi without any supporting evidence or argument whatsoever. This demonstrates you knew the sixth defamatory statement was false. Noah actually says, I claimed that the Houthi Luffy was a terrorist with zero support. Like, bro, what the fuck reality are we living in? I dedicated quite a large swath of that video to showing that this guy's a terrorist.
That's true. That is true. I watched the whole video.
In conclusion, our clients demand you provide a retraction correction of all the defamatory statements identified in this letter in compliance with California Civil Code Section 48A. This letter does not, blah, blah, and this is just some legal jargon. So this is the ball's in your court, my friend Noah. You wished me to have fun with it, and I am going to have a ball.
Damn, Noah really should not have, he really shouldn't have, made those statements goaded to Ethan. I don't think that it would have mattered. Ethan would have done it anyway, but now you just look fucking stupid as shit.
And as much as your friend, the human STD, flounders and flops like a fish, it's coming. It's coming. That's the thing. You can't stop it. You know? So I hope your mom's a lawyer. Or your dad.
Yeah. What do you think? He's a self-hating Jew or something? Or?
Probably come from a broken home, though. Just kidding. I don't know. That's just a joke, right? I don't know. He might. There's a lot of broken homes in America. It's no joking matter.
Okay.
So that's all I have to say about that.
All right.
Let me look at chat for a second. I'm going to look at chat in a minute.
Well, oh, Jesus Christ. I can't do that. Somebody said they wanted me to watch the Mike from PA part, so we'll watch that too.
Warzone. Thank you guys for listening.
I fucking hate Warzone.
To that. I know it was probably pretty dense, right?
Did Noah respond? He made a community post 8 days ago. I mean, I don't think that's the response, but I can take a look at it after if you remind me.
But for me, it's important, and I love that. I'm just seeing.
It's too thick. I can't suck it, dude.
I'm seeing if I'm missing anything. Let me know if you keep an eye on the subreddit. Let me know that if anything juicy comes up. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to Mike from PA, another cockroach infested corner of the internet. He actually went after AB, and AB cooked his ass. Let's take a look. These white guys love attacking Arab Muslims, man. Isn't that fucking phenomenal?
This one pushed me.
Well, I think in their defense, I think that these white people are they really want to hate some kind of minority desperately. So they're looking for the one that they're allowed to hate. And that's anybody who aligns himself with Ethan. So, Mutahar or AB or anybody who's, a Muslim individual, it's okay to hate them as long as they don't have the same opinion that you do. And that, of course, is not racist. Okay. That, of course, is not racist. Okay. Just to be clear.
You're comparing it to the Mutahar and Hasan thing, but at least Hasan is Muslim.
Yeah. Noah's a white boy.
Mike from PA, I'm saying.
Mike from PA has no out. Hasan has somewhat of an out with the Muslim background. So anyway, here's Mike from PA. Shout out Yeet. This guy has his pulse on the fucking nation, dude. Mike from PA thinks AB should quit the H3. He's got his pulse he's got his finger on the pulse of the nation. What did I say?
You got the pulse on the nation or something?
Yeah. The nation has a pulse, and he's feeling it. I gotta cut my hair. I look so stupid.
Okay.
I hate it.
You know what? I was biting my tongue, but when you said earlier, why doesn't anybody take me seriously? I was like, maybe the lack of eyebrows and the jet black dyed hair has something to do with it.
It might, and that would have been a perfectly fine. I'm genuinely wondering if that's it. Then maybe I should change that.
Well, are you taking care of this soon?
Lena, what's my haircut scheduled?
Tuesday.
That's a long time.
You should get a lineup.
Yeah, what?
You should get a lineup.
Don't encourage him. We need to reset. I think you just need to go full reset.
The eyebrows are killer. Having no eyebrows, the thing is like, I have enough eyebrows where people don't necessarily immediately understand that's why I look so fucking weird. Yeah. They just look at me and go, what's wrong with him?
Yeah, no, it's subtle.
Kind of works actually when you come up with the
finger. That's what I mean. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with his face.
There's
something off about that guy.
Well, especially with the contrast now of the dark hair and
Right.
no brows. Yeah,
there's a lot
something's going on.
So what kind of cut are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna buzz it all off. What choice do I have?
Why the eyebrows?
You said
The eyebrows I have, they grow back. What can I do about that?
You do a fade.
I'm cutting it all off.
I don't understand
There'll
why
be no fades.
I'm so
Exactly.
perplexed why you're going to the barber for a close shave.
Well, right, and so I've been doing this for my whole life.
Yeah.
The truth is, the barber, they clean up the edges and the sides, and sometimes they do a little fade. It makes it look nice. It makes it look a little nicer. Also, doing it yourself is really annoying. I've done it myself dozens of times over my life, and it's very fucking annoying to do.
Fair enough.
You know.
All right.
Just leave it to an expert.
You know.
No.
So anyway, here's Mike saying, "You should quit the podcast, but it's too late." He's speaking for the Muslim community. It's too late. I've consulted with the activists.
But also, what's my incentive if it's too late?
Yeah.
What,
nothing.
What are you trying to get across?
You're dead. You're going to hell. You're done. Really? He said, well, anyway, he quotes him, but I'll just watch it. And wouldn't you know, look who he's watching. All anti-Semitic roads lead back to George Genitis, the human STD. Surprise, surprise. Guess what, Georgie boy? I see you. I see what you're doing.
You said you paid for it last time we were talking about it.
Who said it?
AB is such a like AB is mad at me and he's mad at Hasan.
AB's not. I'm sorry. Put words in your mouth. AB doesn't fucking think about you, Mike from PA. Nobody does.
I have no idea. Like who
looks like shit.
This fucking guy is until he started talking recently. And when I first heard of him, for the record.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I hate to project, but he just looks like another fat guy that tries to have a very loud opinion on topics so that he can get attention from people. That's all it seems like to me.
I defended him. I was like, I don't know who he is, but he's been defending me on Twitter. Seems like a nice guy. I had no idea who he was.
But it's not going to get him any clout.
Right.
Saying anything nice about any of us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like Noah said, the Ethan H3 hate industrial complex is booming. Why does it have a caption? Mike from PA addresses AB. Too long didn't read. AB chose to turn his back on the pro-Palestinian community rather than risk his... Okay, so...
Because he's really mad at himself. And like, I get it. I wouldn't want to give up my easy fucking job where I didn't have to do shit, was responsible for nothing.
Literally...
Isn't that what he does, though?
Your job? Literally what you do every day? You fucking goofball.
Like, I get it. Like, me, I have my own show. This is something that AB doesn't understand. Like, I will live or die based on how I perform and whether...
Which is why you come every day in front of the camera and lie and just follow the fucking Hasan snail trail. Hasan leaves a path of goo that you slither behind. That's what butters the bread.
Whether you guys support me or not, I'm completely responsible for myself. I have no safety net. I don't have a boss. I don't have a bunch of other people to take care of me. I'm 100%. I will ride.
Why is he even going on this tangent? Because he realized what he said is dumb?
Yeah, it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. He's like, I wish I had a cushy job where I didn't have to do anything and got paid. And he's like, okay, wait, hold on. I need to hedge that a little bit because I'm obviously look dumb as fuck.
Is or fall based on whether you guys support my channel or not. You could say I am a radical individualist, small business owner, successful under capitalism.
You have a Twitch channel. I mean, if that's the standard, I have a show too. So.
Yeah. I mean, he's a small Twitcher.
I think you just need an email. Just sign up.
Yeah, I think you're good to go, man. I think you might have more clout than Mike from PA, frankly. How much?
Can't believe AB's still using Twitch. That anti-Semitic fucking. We got to cancel this guy. Cancel this guy, dude. Got to cancel him. Fuck him. You know what I'm saying?
How many Instagram followers does Mike from PA have on Instagram? You know what I mean? Like y'all will probably slam dunking him in the clout All Stars game.
I don't even know, but the whole point of this is I don't fucking I've never said anything bad about him. I've never said anything about Hasan. For him to say he's mad at Hasan, he's mad at me, he's mad at himself. What the fuck are you talking about? But this isn't even the part that got me.
Yeah. He knows you. He knows you all too well.
Okay. AB he's a flunky, which is basically somebody who's hired to make somebody else feel important. You know, he is the guy hired to listen to two virulent Zionists justify the genocide of Palestinians. And
just to be clear,
but isn't that what Hasan does to them? Like Hasan just says dumb shit, and that's kind of just what like gets them off. No. Isn't that what they use Hasan for? You'll be fucking kidding me.
Clear on the timeline. You've been working for us a long time before October 7th.
And I will say that like Ethan does seem to create like an atmosphere where people are allowed to disagree with him. So I don't really know what that means.
Not hire you to back a genocide. It doesn't chronologically meet up. It's temporarily impossible.
Sit there and take it. He has to sit there and help.
This
I have a question for you, chat. If Mossad was looking at the fight between Ethan Klein and Hasan, who do you think Mossad would side with?
I wonder, you fucking idiot. Who would he side with? What the fuck is even this point? It drives me insane.
I don't know. Mossad would side with the guy who's doesn't want to like kill and destate Israelis.
Well, let's take it even at a simpler level. Would the Israeli guy side with Israeli or the Jewish or the Muslim guy? Like, what is this?
How about an even simpler level? What the fuck are we talking about?
What are you doing?
What is siding? What is the Israeli intelligence?
Yeah, siding? That's for Hispanic people to worry about. Because it's like house siding of the house. That's the joke.
Organization have to do with this conversation?
Mossad. Mossad. That's why Ethan doesn't think that Israeli should be destated.
See, like the whole thing is so stupid. Like I can't even like attack it from just like a logical standpoint. Like you have to just through his framework. What the fuck are you talking about? Even if I'm accepting whatever he's saying, like it makes no.
What are we?
Oh, this is the whole Ethan uses go to Gaza as a death threat. That was a crazy one. These people are mad, dude. Michael, go ahead, Michael. Who's Mossad would side with you? Terrorist, Nazi.
How does going after...
Sorry, you know who would side with you, Mike? Nazis, white supremacists, anti-Semites, KKK,
God,
checkmate.
Yeah, just I don't understand why going after an employee on a podcast who is a minority is helping your content because you have a problem with his boss.
I can answer this question as making fun of minorities is a lot of fun. That's how it helps. It makes you feel better about yourself. You know what I mean? Just being racist and bullying different groups of people, it just makes you feel good about yourself. You know what I mean? Because you know that you're less than. You know what I mean? Like you as a person, you're less than. That's the problem. And so you're like, oh man, I got to make myself feel better. I'm really fat. I look like shit. I look like you know, I used to love metal when I was younger as a performance piece. I'm a fucking loser. And now my whole niche, instead of like pretending that I like metal and thinking that like Slipknot's metal because it's not, it's new metal and new metal sucks. This is my new personality, and so I hate myself because I'm fucking boring and nobody loves me or likes me for that matter. The only way that I can be included into something though is if I virtue signal about something. I'm pretend I like this thing, and then I'm gonna use it to make fun of. I'm gonna make fun of like non-white people. It makes me feel good about myself. That's the whole. That's the whole line of logic from. That's Michael's line of logic. Just so you know, not that I would know that, not that I would have an understanding of that. Like that, of course not. I heard that from somebody else. I heard somebody told me that actually the other day. I was talking. Why about this? I don't know. Which word? It's just gonna make sense to me. So.
Boss, like how dare you? How dare you speak to my friend that way? Seriously.
Gay. Friends are for fucking losers, right, Mike from PA? That's why we don't have any, right, dude? Pound it. Pound it, dude. Like you do your dick to that waifu pillow you got. Which, by the way, if you put a hole in it, kind of a person. It's incredible stuff.
He's talking about how he has a backbone, basically. He's willing to take a stand on like hating on the most hated person on the internet right now. Oh, big fucking whoop. Go after this episode. Go to the snark and say how everyone calls me spineless for not defending Hasan. Then go on our subreddit and it's the other post how people say I'm a pussy because I am still defending Hasan. And that's all it is. Every fucking different community, Destiny's community will come say that I'm still in love with Hasan. That's having a fucking balls because I'm standing on my fucking ground and what I believe in. I'm not going to fucking get fired. I'm not going to be sent back to Michigan. I'm not going to make my wife starve for fucking idiots like you. Assuming your framework that Ethan is this evil boss and everything that you're saying. It's I don't know why this coming like I'm getting it every day, but for whatever reason
it's really eating away at him. Damn, baby. That's crazy. You have to develop a superiority complex so that you will just stop caring about what people think about you. That's what I've done. I don't respect anybody but myself and my wife, of course. I'm just being silly. There's not as many eyes on me, which can be obviously very nice. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool.
Because he's some dumb fucking white bitch. He's telling you that
it's an easy slam dunk. It's an easy slam dunk. Any of us, like right now on Twitter, they want to use us to fucking comment on any of our shit because they know we're gonna get ratioed, and they're just milking it because you're not on Twitter. I do not give a fuck. Like enjoy, but please do not act like you give a fuck about Palestine. Like I said, criticize me, but coming from a fucking white dude saying I'm fucking betraying my people.
Yeah,
it's rich. I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Spoiler. Sorry.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
But this is so you right now. Is this it?
Huh?
Oh shit! No, this isn't it. God damn it! Hold on, I had something.
Gosh darn it!
He's cooking.
Oh fuck!
You're gonna love this, AB.
Baby, you're
I
gonna
like all
love
the text
this.
Mike P has on his screen. I might start doing that.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I was unclear. Like, was that from his stream or was this Twitter account posted
I don't know.
at it? Like, there's so much going on.
This is the thing with Twitch streamers too. It's like the whole fucking screen is so goddamn.
But I don't know what is added and what's like.
Wait, what the fuck is all that? Oh. He's watching someone else's video. It looks like on maximum mode.
The Twitter account? Like, why is there a
I think the
TLDR?
Twitter account did.
Maybe chose turns back rather than risk.
No, I don't think so. I think it is Mike from PA doing it.
He added the DLR.
I don't
Does he
think
really?
so.
He's like,
No.
he's like, I know a lot of you don't want to watch me.
No, I think
I
the
mean,
Twitter
than a
guy,
minute.
the Twitter account got it from a Reddit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so we're like several
Yeah.
reposts deep or something.
That's
That
the
would make
repost.
sense. That would make sense.
Okay, hold on.
All right, what are you?
It's so important.
Getting towards
so important.
I'm telling you, I think
Altogether.
it's that account because I've seen them do it before where they add. Oh, you're looking. I'm sorry, they're asking about the text. Never mind.
I can't find it.
And while you're doing it, let me just say one last thing. It's not gonna be the last thing, but for right now, no matter whoever's watching this, wherever it goes, no matter whose side you're on, Ethan's or Hasan's, I'll tell you one thing: both sides said to leave us the fuck out of it. Both sides, just so you know. But people like Mike from PA, he knows.
Leave me out of it.
Let's continue.
Pretty much you're on the side of Mossad, AB. You're on the side of the IDF.
This is the dumbest logic. You're on the side of the Nazis then, because Nazis would say I disagree with Ethan because he's Jewish and I hate Israel. That would put you. What a dumb, infantile, baby-brained argument. Like these people they're crawling around mentally, fucking children. What do you mean?
There's so many
bro?
ways to respond to it, but
Hitler's on his side.
I'm on his side. I'm on his side, by the way.
With Hitler.
If he's talking about the conflict, if he's talking about the conflict, then I've only said stuff that's pro-Palestine. So when he's saying whose side, just for the record. Not the Nazi part. That was your little.
That was my. I'm just attacking his logic. Yeah. So at what point? Okay, hold on. I'm
Just
getting close.
explain what you're going for here.
Let me help you, bro.
I don't care what your personal opinions are. I'm talking about the work you do day in, day out for a living. You
Where's that
are,
fucking thing?
and this is no exaggeration, literally selling out your own people.
How can you even unironically
Really
utter
drop
these
it.
words as a pathetic white bread loser whose fucking only claim to fame is lying on a ballot for running for mayor and losing in disgrace, being removed, riding the coattails of your mom? You are literally nobody.
I don't know the lore, but it's funny.
What?
What's happening,
What's
bro?
happening?
Hold on. I think I asked ChatGPT. I think this is so UAB. Hold on.
This is so UAB.
It's so
Just
important.
like Tupac.
Yeah, I know. This guy is very specific. Hold on. Okay, fuck.
I get it.
What's the line? Did you
West
say the
side.
line?
I can't.
I get it. He's not a white guy. I get it. That's a joke.
I don't want to ruin the surprise. I'm gonna look at the transcript. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, AB, don't look at the chat, okay? I'll tell them so they can look.
Don't look, AB. You have to promise.
Don't look at.
I'm not looking.
All right. It says.
Where's this stupid little fucking third? There it is. Fucking kidding me.
There it is. I need that timestamp.
That's sad. Me personally,
Okay.
I couldn't do it. I would rather move in with a family member and get a minimum wage job.
By the way,
rather
the
not. I'd rather
socialist
not, guys.
champion of the people, using people working minimum wage jobs as like a punching bag. I would rather.
That's what I do. When I'm having a bad day, I go to McDonald's and I just screaming. I'm like, you fucking idiot. You stupid fuck. You know? I'm
Be a
just kidding.
fucking
Don't do that.
pathetic wage slave nobody.
Then a Rolex to fight for Mossad.
What the fuck?
AB's not doing that,
Who
Mike.
said-
Just to stick up for my boy a little bit. Here, AB yesterday. This is how he spent his day doing his job. He wrote about how JoJo Siwa might be scamming her fans
Mossad.
by selling VIP tickets to be her roadie.
Mossad.
Also did a little bit of investigation
How do you
into
get
the
this
King of
little
Kong
bitch?
guy. You know, the guy who plays Donkey Kong professionally.
Is
and
he Jewish,
His
Billy
legal
Mitchell?
battle. No, I don't believe so. Billy Mitchell. I don't think so.
There must be a Jew involved in this story.
What else do we have in here? Putting together some links of memes from our subreddit about our old security guard versus our new security guard.
Very good, bud.
This is AB's day. So
What
a weird day. Okay.
Killed for saying all that. Thank you, Dan, but they're going to get you now.
You are not interfacing with Mossad.
I mean, it's just reality. This is like I think he's maybe over attributing a few things to poor AB here when he's really just kind of he's just doing his
poor. He's just poor. He's a poor brown guy, I guess.
job.
He's a white guy, but you know what I mean.
Goofs on the internet. That's what he does for a living.
Yep, pretty much.
I would
How do
literally
I kill
rather
this little thing?
like lose everything than be a little pissant defender of the genocide.
Guys, I'm a great guy. I'd rather lose everything. Blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something. I'd rather never have to get a real job again because it's hard and I don't like hard. Okay? If I did, I'd be gay. And there'd be nothing wrong with that. Just so that we're clear. Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry. Just so we're clear, there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't want to do it. And so I don't want to get a regular job again. It sucks. Who the fuck wants to work a regular adult's job? Fuck that, dude. So I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? But fuck that shit. That's all I'm saying, dude. Who the fuck wants that?
And I'm just a white guy.
I'd love if you could just point to one single solitary example of that.
I'm from
How do I
Pennsylvania.
get this?
We know it's your name.
Okay, why does that matter?
You put it
I'm
right
just
up-
a dude from Pennsylvania. Yeah, who got fucking removed off the ballot for fraud, lying about being a lawyer. What an idiot. What a loser.
How do I
The
get
most
this,
unfuckable
guys?
man alive. That's my title for him. He might be the most unfuckable man that has ever walked this earth.
We don't know that.
I'm just going out on a limb.
We don't know that for a fact.
One of, if not the most unfuckable man on the internet.
I don't know where to go here.
You talking about this guy? You calling this guy the most unfuckable man on the internet?
Let's see.
That just feels good.
What's happening? That's
What did you just do?
What did you just do?
Why is this couch now moved? Did you just hit the couch?
No.
He's a cool guy.
He's cool.
Damn. That reminds me of when I was younger, much younger. I was like a kid. I wanted to impress a girl, so I punched a wall. That's the whole story. It's fucking cringe, isn't it? Not like a pathetic fucking story. Isn't that just a fucking pathetic story? Like, that's what I did. That's all I got. There's nothing else there, but I punched a fucking wall because I thought I was a cool guy. And I thought it would make me look cool, but it just made me look fucking cringe.
By the way, I think he was in love with this girl. Yeah, this one. This is Mike from PA.
That's fine. So the guy pays my tab.
I think I'm getting your attention. I feel like I touched.
What the fuck is that, dude? Oh my god. Guy's like shark when he does backstrokes. Jesus Christ. Look at that schnoz. This guy's what kind of white is this guy? What kind of a white guy is this guy? Just asking for a friend.
Like a vampire touching holy water.
Can I help you?
They want to go in.
I've never seen something more embarrassing.
There's another clip with her where she says, I spent one day with you. You're literally the stupidest person I've ever met.
Yeah, that's crazy. There's also another clip I saw where she's like, "Help me! Help!" I'm kidding. I don't think that's true. I have not. That's not true. I don't think. I mean, it could be. We just have never seen it but it's not. It's probably not true. He doesn't seem like particularly threatening. You know, he seems like more the guy that would drug somebody instead of like explicitly attack him. That's a joke. Okay, Ethan, I need you. Hand me to your lawsuit, Ethan. Ethan, help me. Ethan, help me.
I wish we could show the edit.
Excuse me while I punch this couch. Mike from PA.
Can you pull that other one up?
I don't know. I've never seen that. I don't know what you're referring to.
He is the most unfuckable.
I know about the couch one and the cringe one. Well, they're both cringe, but you know what I mean.
I mean, I think this clip we have now is good enough.
You know what he's doing? If I was like, on behalf of all Pennsylvanians, we disown you. You've betrayed us. It's like, bro, I've never even been to Pennsylvania.
Damn, I have.
I've been there.
I go to Shady Maple Smorgasbord. You know, Ethan, I know you messaged me about going to go on a Disney World with you guys, which I don't think Disneyland. You know, I'll think about it. If you want, we can go to Pennsylvania. We can go to Shady Maple Smorgasbord together. It could be a fun time. You know, so just think about that, Ethan. Think about it. You know, of course, like I said, you were the one who brought it up, not me. Not me at all.
It was nice.
Well, it's even worse than that. It's even worse than that analogy because there's a lot of stuff that comes with being Arab. You know what I mean? Like as stuff comes with being Jewish. His I don't know. I think that's why it got to me. Like even just thinking about this conflict overall, and I don't like talking about it because all the suffering that's going on in Gaza. Like I have no right to complain. But it's just interesting to think that before I was even born, my dad immigrated here because he lost his home to Israel in the war. Him and his family.
That sucks, bro.
And then even basic knowledge, I feel like that I'm missing growing up that other kids had. I feel like that's because my dad never got it because he never had a father because he lost his father because of conflict. I was in 3rd grade when 9/11 happened. Right after that, it's like you hear all the terrorist jokes. And again, I'm the most white-looking Arab there is, so I'm not complaining. A lot of people have a lot worse. But you grow up hearing that, and it didn't bother me that much, but it's affected both my siblings for life. This gives them like lifetime problems.
Were they not white enough? Oh, that's not what I meant. I meant that were they not as white passing? Is that what you meant?
And now, as an adult, October 7 happens, and again, I'm used as a chess piece in this whole thing, and it's just crazy to think about. Like even like
it's crazy to think about how like I had to get into that angle to pick up a rock and throw it in this game. I'm fucking Kratos. Like he could have jumped up. First of all, if you're strong enough to lift a rock, you're strong enough like that. You're strong enough to jump high, right? Like that's not a hot take. You got the leg muscles for that shit. But also, what the fuck?
Fuck, man, I'm like John Connor before I was even born. This shit was happening. But yeah, it's a lot.
You know,
I'm just like John Connor,
man. That's it.
Down.
Yeah, and honestly,
I'm gonna save you all.
Before October 7th, you would like, oh, the reactionary conservatives are the ones who are willing to like push around these minorities, characterize them. I don't know. It's fucked up. Here, I'll keep going.
He was the head of the Arab Union at his school and had to fight Islamophobia. Now he helps reduce it. Wow, how the world turns.
Dude, that's insane.
Arab Student Union, bitch. Biggest on-campus organization. And the biggest and the most populated density of Muslims and Arabs outside the Middle East in America. Just so you know.
I think it's really telling just that like right now there's a war raging that's like worse than it's ever been in Gaza with Israel going in there militarily continuing their bombing campaign with like protests happening in Gaza, and they're taking time to talk about AB. Like how fucking insignificant is that to actually what's happening?
Crazy.
This is their activism. It's crazy. A white man going after a struggling Muslim man is really, it boggles. It's rich. Like What the fuck do you stand for? I'm very confused.
Nothing. He just wants attention and clout and money, and this is how he does it.
He wants to get a one-up on his boss. Like, what? I really...
Yeah,
it truly doesn't...
It just fucking... It makes me want to just...
Oh.
No, it's
Did you just... What did you just do?
Did that chair just
Did
move?
that chair just move?
Did you just punch
Did you just fart? What happened?
a chair? AB? Yeah,
It truly doesn't...
It just fucking... It makes me want to just...
Uh-oh.
No!
Okay. He's being silly.
Oh, it's
Did you just... What did you just do?
Did that chair just
Did
move?
that chair just move?
Did you just hack that the chair? A chair? That sounds like it could be a Muslim name. A chair? Right? I mean, not like that. That's a good name. You know what I mean?
Did you just punch a chair, AB?
It moved a little bit.
Dude, AB doing that
the
pisses me off
fuck?
so much.
He's pissed.
The fuck did you come from?
Oh, no, no. It's an epidemic. Fuck it.
Okay, I got it.
Everybody, come to your chair at home, everybody. Stand up, everybody. Beat the shit out of your chair. Your couches, your inanimate furniture. Come on, Lena. I know you've been training. Punish that chair, girl. Yes, girl. That's right.
What the hell?
Whoa! And for the record, you cannot do that in the ring. Oh my god. That's a penalty.
I have to find my chair? I should find my fucking chair. These chairs suck. My ass always hurts. I'm sitting on 2 fucking pillows.
Fuck yeah, dude. He's right. That feels really good.
People saying, don't sink to his level.
We're not.
Listen,
we're not. Yeah, how can you? How can you even stoop to his level?
I can't help it. I don't know. I had to do something.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna finish
the baby.
And then we'll move
If you're
on.
willing to sell it,
Because AB
capitalism will buy
responds.
it. And the fact that AB is
If you're willing to sell it, capitalism will buy it. Even socialism. You can sell. And people will buy it.
participating in the stalking of Hasan. And I don't understand, and me as well, right? And the character assassination of me, the character assassination of Dems, the character assassination of Broken, the character assassination of a bunch of other innocent people.
He's referring to the Arab to Jew tier list, which they now hold is a complete, it's an Islamophobic overreach, which is awesome. That they were banned for a month for, by the way, from Twitch. That's, yeah.
How far back?
And here's the thing that really disgusts me, and this is the thing, this is why I don't like him. And I'm gonna be honest with him. If AB had just reached out and said, I can't do this anymore, but I need your help to make my own show, do you know how much love he would have gotten? You know how many people would have rushed to support him?
Brother.
Do you know how many people would have boosted him up? And
Mike, you are nobody. He's acting like he's a kingmaker.
What the
Come
hell?
kiss the ring, AB, and I'll set you up for life. Dude, you are literally a nobody. What do you mean? That's just, who's watching this? And not being like, this dude has lost his marbles.
build him a show that probably would make him even more money than he's making now. But instead of doing that, he stuck his dagger at all of our backs.
I don't even know. He's like, I don't even know who you
All
are.
of our backs.
You're not Arab, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
You also weren't part of the conversation. Like, nobody talked about Mike from PA, like, at all. He was never part of this.
Not that I remember. Maybe we made like a few offhand gags at just how. No, I said that he looks like the before picture of a transformation.
Well, I mean, obviously we've talked about him several times on the show. That's not what I meant. I just meant like he was not on your radar at all until he inserted himself into.
Well, he
all
wanted
this.
to be. He's
Are you
feeling
sure
it
when we
out.
stabbed him in the back?
I mean,
someone I've never met.
I don't remember when that happened.
You know,
but-
these two guys, George Janitis, the human STD, and Mike from PA, the couch fucker. The two of them together.
No, that's Shady Vance. He doesn't.
You're
fuck
right.
couches.
The,
He beats
couch
couches.
puncher.
Yeah, yeah.
If I saw them at like a booth at Subway, I would like sit far away from them. You could probably smell it.
What about at Denny's?
They would be at a Denny's for sure.
Well, you'd see him, right?
Hey, what's wrong with the
Yeah, but
Denny's?
I would sit on the other side, and they wouldn't even be able to smell my.
They wouldn't even be able to smell your farts. Oh, you admitted.
Hypothetically.
He stuck a dagger at our backs for the safe choice of remaining Ethan Klein's sidekick. Actually, he's not even the sidekick. He's like the sidekick of the sidekick.
Okay.
He's
Let's
nobody's
go forward.
sidekick.
Assistant
Mike
to the
is
assistant
literally
regional
Hasan's
manager.
errand boy. Like, give me a break, dude. Yeah, there's no sidekicks, okay? Obviously.
Really makes me sad, dude.
It does.
Yeah, it seems
I
like
can tell
it.
you're all broken up about it.
And at this
A lot
point,
of
is it even
empathy in his
viable?
heart.
I mean, if AB tomorrow quit on stream and then apologized to everybody, including me, then maybe I change my mind.
Why is he even want an apology from you? What is he talking about? He's so
Oh my god.
out of his mind.
But like, Israel has restarted their genocide. You have
That's-
no
you're-
boys coming on the show to promote. You're
Yeah,
promoting pro-Trump
AB
people.
is adamantly against it, very outspokenly too.
It's not at AB's behest, believe me, or any of ours.
Mossad, though.
Please,
Mossad.
like, just come back to reality a little bit.
And this is what they do. This is why we're suing. We're gearing up to sue. No, it's because they can't say this shit. They're just saying they're just lying about terrible things, you know?
Left and right. You're trying to help the targeting of Palestinian advocates all over the country. People are being kidnapped by ICE who are lawful permanent residents to be deported.
What does that have to do with
What the fuck does that have to do with what's going on over there? What the fuck? That's insane.
It's terrible.
You should
And
probably
when
be
have we
talking about
what?
that. You should be talking about those things instead of this.
I did a full stream about it, by the way.
About ICE?
About specifically what he's talking about. Yeah, the situation too. No,
I
about
don't know. I mean, I didn't see it, but I think you probably hedged your...
Damn,
I think
he's
you
still
probably-
watching their streams.
I think you were
It's
too
fucked
pro
up,
ICE.
dude.
They call me Heat because I'm so anti-ICE. HEAT. Healthy Ethan Alliance time.
Come with that heat.
That's right, baby. We're the anti-ICE.
Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Not for nothing, but AB corrects the narrative when Ethan goes too hard for Israel, makes for some pushback of a large progressive audience. Does that count? No.
No.
No, it doesn't. Because when he's actually helping Ethan, don't you understand that? When he prevents Ethan from saying something wholly wrong, he's actually protecting Ethan because Ethan was out there saying lies and shit that was easily debunkable.
That's great. He goes, actually, it's better if Ethan, like, assuming that I'm doing, like, pro-genocide propaganda, Which I'm
It's
not.
better that nobody's pushing back against it, actually.
Again, what is this logic? It's like the scenario that I.
Well, the logic is that they don't want to fact check because then they can take down Ethan even easier because they're just trying to get Ethan to lie. They just want somebody to signal a virtue signal against. That's what it is, dude. It's sound logic.
I was saying earlier, where it's like if I say something against you, all three of those scenarios play out on all sides, or they'll be like, oh.
They wanted to like psyop it. They wanted to like jump in there, and to like give Ethan misinformation to say so he looks bad. That's the smart strategy.
Ooh, AB dunks on Ethan. I'm liking this AB on the snark or whatever, and it's just all pushing whatever chess piece they need, whatever direction.
Yeah, it's fucked. I'm very sorry. It's really fucked, dude.
It would make the show even more discreditable. He's protecting H3 to protect himself, and he lets a lot of other shit go.
I knew it, dude. That's what I've been saying this, dude. I've been saying this, bro. What the fuck? This is speaking so many facts, King.
Occasionally corrects one or two things. It doesn't matter. It's what side are you on? Are you on the side of the Palestinian people? Are you on the side of the people that are fighting for Palestinian liberation? Or are you on the side of the pro-genocide Zionists?
Meanwhile, he's like, meanwhile, people are protesting Hamas, but it's actually Israeli propaganda. I don't know what he said on that, just to be clear. That's just a facetious.
I talked about that yesterday in my stream.
Impersonation, yeah. So anyway, that's enough for Mike from PA. Let's see what AB said about the cave dweller, the couch abuser. You want to read it? Or you want me to read it? You want to read it?
I think I gotta get the card up there.
I can. Okay, yeah. Can you? I can't see it. Oh.
Yeah.
I said I cannot believe the amount of stupidity and delusion in this 4-minute clip. Allow me to address some of the claims made by this person. One claim was that I am mad at Hasan Denims and that I am mad at Mike himself. Please provide me with a single clip where I have said anything bad about Hasan or Denims.
That's the kryptonite.
Or provide me with
a single clip.
Or provide me with a clip where I spoke negatively about Mike. It doesn't exist because I hardly know who the fuck Mike is. He defended me a few times on Twitter in the past.
I think his name is Mike Hawk.
And I was appreciative that he spoke up for Palestine. Now in retrospect, I see that he cares more about drama farming than actual helping the Palestinian people.
True.
He then claims that I'm on the side of the IDF. I've said a million times that I believe the IDF is a terrorist organization. This person then has the nerve to tell me I'm selling out my own people. Who the fuck are you to say I'm selling out my own people?
Yep.
Is this Mike from the Middle East?
Nope.
I find it hilarious that Hasan and Denims have both said to leave the crew alone because they're in a tough situation, but Mike somehow has the authority to speak for my people. To demonstrate his disillusion even further, he says I should have reached out to him and making my own show. Again, I ask, who the fuck are you?
Oh man, he is the most despicable.
And he responded and he went live. I'm surprised he didn't already have the ratio, but he went live and to talk about this because again, this is all easy slam dunks. Anytime anyone on the crew posts anything, to just use it as a vessel to
tension,
talk shit. Yeah.
So what you're saying? So is there a ratio thing happening?
Yeah. If you roll down.
Okay. So Mike thinks he's hot shit. You participating in slandering all of us. Shut up, you goofy fucking. Bro, you literally got removed from the mayor ballot for lying about your occupation.
He wasn't mayor.
What was it?
He was like running for like a rep seat or something. I don't remember.
Some public.
It wasn't mayor.
Some public office. Yeah, he got removed from the ballot for lying about his occupation. I believe he failed out of law school.
Damn.
Or never passed the bar. I think it is.
Just if you don't remember, you probably.
I mean, I do know something like that because I've looked into it. He said you've participated in slandering all of us while your boss is actively working to get us deplatformed, targeted by the Trump admin. What? And you have openly acknowledging posting free Palestine so you could block Palestinian advocates here on Twitter. Oh my God. Here you boost his stalker account. A stalker account? Are you really that fucking baby brained? Okay, well, Mike thinks he's hot shit because he ratioed AB, so we need to get out. We need to out ratio him, guys.
No.
Yes, it's important.
Why are people so like hell bent on using Twitter like that? I don't know. It's weird.
Dan, are you with me or against me?
It's a show of force, bro.
That's what this is all about. I'm frank.
It's all about getting ratioed on Twitter or not? Oh my God.
Dude, we got to play their game.
How else do you know if you win, Dan?
You don't have to play your game. Nobody should be on Twitter. Nobody should be on Twitter at this point.
Hey, shut up, Dan. Shut the fuck up.
It's fucking insane. Like, it blows my mind that we're still at this point where this is where all this discourse occurs.
Well,
Elon Musk's fucking platform.
So true, dude. But you know what? I got to put my clips on there, baby. I got to make money, baby. I got to try to get myself out there, baby. It is what it is. Freaking rich Dan making, oh, look, they shouldn't even be on there. Well, you know what, Dan? I'm not rich. I'm poor. I think. I'm not poor at all, but, you know, fuck you. I don't know. I'm trying to use it as put some clips on there. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it.
Yeah, I disagree. But that's fine. I mean, listen, that's the thing, too. Like, I'm going to post through, I have my fucking notifications off. Every single one of my comments could be bullshit, drama farming, but let it be proof to everyone that you do not give a fuck. Let it be proof.
Yeah, of course he doesn't. So let's drop the link in chat, though, because we need to show a force.
Link in bio? Lib? What the fuck?
We're pulling out the big guns. Y'all thought me getting ready to sue Noah was full throttle. It's time to upvote AB on Twitter. That's right.
Yep.
Let's spam that link in chat, gentlemen and gentleladies.
And again, like I was, I've been getting this nonstop, but for whatever reason, just coming from a white dude. I think I saw the video and it wasn't just text. I think the video is what set me off.
God forbid a white boy catch a vibe. Am I right, guys?
And now, actually, yesterday I found out that fucking Millhouse puts out a video where he looks in the camera and he goes, well, I'm Lebanese. I'm telling you, you're a disappointment to our people.
He's defending Mike.
Yeah,
the fuck is Millhouse? What kind of names are these people? Not like Papa Guy. That's a cool name. You know what I'm saying?
Mike, which the irony of I'm going against my people again, he can criticize me all he wants, but to do it in this thread where I'm calling out a white guy for speaking about my people,
he's okay with that.
He sides with the white person.
He's not even like I agree with Mike, but it's like I'm okay with the concept of a white dude speaking on behalf of the Arab population.
The irony fucking kills me.
Yeah, good man.
Well, they are, right? Hasan's a white guy speaking on their behalf, right?
Let's get more of that. Hasan he's called me a bad person with a dying career. He's joined the chorus of people saying I have a dying career. People have been saying that for 10 years. But I'm still standing. Ooh. Elton John, Dan.
It's a good one. I like that.
I thought that was Mark Twain.
He didn't make music, okay?
Look, man, 17 months of ethnic cleansing. If you're still justifying bombing hospitals with fucking fake bullshit that Israel never provided evidence for, you're a monster. You're not a good person.
Yeah, I agree.
Are they bombing hospitals, dude? That's fucking crazy, dude. I should bomb my hospital. I shouldn't do that. I'm just kidding. But they're so expensive, bro. You know what I mean? It's fucked up. But it's not right. You shouldn't say. You guys shouldn't say stuff like that. It's pretty inappropriate, actually. Oh, I'm gonna fucking take damage. He's pretty inappropriate, you guys.
Who's doing that? Someone doing that? Who's in the room? Who's justifying bombing hospitals? Will you please stand up?
You are a fucking bad person, okay? It's not about debates. It's not about beef. It's not about fucking drama. It's not about your dying career. Okay.
Come on, bro. That's just stupid. You're just being a silly dummy here.
A silly dummy.
Man, I get the same numbers as you do. You know what I mean? Like, man, what are we doing?
A silly dummy.
Dying career.
Got him.
By the way, if you want to talk dying career, this dude was down to like 10,000 live viewers before October 7th. Fucking whoopee.
True.
This guy's profiting from more than the industrial complex.
That is true.
He's got his own Raytheon going on there.
I'm joking, dude. I'm joking. Stop it.
Call Hasan Raytheon, because this man is profiting from the war more than anyone.
The hell is Raytheon?
Okay,
dude?
You're just a bad person. Not only are you a bad person, but you're actively also deluding your fucking fans, who are not bad people themselves.
A plea to the audience. Please, guys, please free yourself.
But simply deluded and misguided stands into agreeing with bad positions.
Shit.
You are using the remainder of your influence that you have.
Come on, dude. I'm Ethan Klein. Come on, bro. Do you... Excuse me, aren't you the guy that was begging me for a fucking collab on Young Turks like 10 years ago before when you got your Nepo job? Excuse me. Show some respect. Kiss the ring, you fuck. You're only relevant today because I fucking did a show with you.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Ethan, you piece of dog shit. Ethan, you motherfucker. You made Hasan popular, dude. You fucking piece of dookie diarrhea, motherfucker. You know, the good news from this is that I think from a professional standpoint, people are going to be less inclined to work with Hasan. I mean, he's bringing people on and showing them like fucking terrorist propaganda and making them screwed. So, you know, but true. So true, King.
Literally created him.
I don't think that's really true at all.
I created him.
I don't think
along
so.
with Destiny. I know it hurts to hear. Destiny
you created
him.
Destiny?
No, Destiny created Hasan. He made Hasan, and I gave him some flute. I don't know. Basically, I'm cooler. I'm cooler.
I'm not so sure about that one.
Bro, I'm Ethan Klein.
I'm sure about that one, Dan. Relax, okay? Ethan definitely put Hasan back on the map in his dying career.
For better or worse.
Over an increasingly smaller audience to, you know, fill their heads chock full of misinformation at the behest of establishing a defensive posture for a genocidal apartheid state. It's
defense. You like how I said posture? Because he can't say that he has a defensive, like, legitimate stance. It has to just be a posture. It has to be like he's just posturing in defense, even though what he's saying is quite the opposite, right? It's plausible deniability language.
fucking awful. That can't feel good. Deep down inside, there has to be a dude that I met, that I knew, that's going, oh, don't do this. This is maybe a bridge too far. Like, you cannot be this fucking deluded.
Sorry, bro. When that CPS showed up, there's no bridge I won't burn. Not burn.
This is just straightforward Nazi shit, dude.
Oh, bro, I'm sorry. Calling a Jewish dude a Nazi needs to be understood as what it is. It's a straight up anti-Semitic Holocaust inversion attack. Like calling me a Nazi, even if I'm pro-Israel, let's say, despite my many statements to the contrary, calling a Jewish guy a Nazi in this way, it's just anti-Semitism. There's no fucking way to cut it, man.
Maybe. I don't know.
What a scumbag.
What a
One
poopy
step
pants.
removed from Lebensraum.
I mean, what the fuck are we doing here? Lebensraum was the German doctrine that they wanted to remove Russia, a swath of Russia, for German living space. That's me. That's fucking insane. I mean, like, again, that's like, I feel like you shouldn't be able to say stuff like this without repercussions. And actually, let me take a note here real fast.
SS on Pike KKK Dan KKK
Do me a
class.
favor, can you actually here. Sorry, one sec. I don't want to forget. All right. So thank you, Hasan. I'm a Nazi and I want Lebensraum. Based on what? Nothing. I can't actually give you an example. You just have to take my word for it. Let's see. Hasan's coverage of the Hamas protesters has been insanely disgusting. I storied a few of them. Here's the headlines. Hasan and Co are with the terrorists, not the Palestinians. Hasan's only coverage. Whoops, I went fast. Wait, how do I go back? Oh, it's a video. Okay.
All right.
Hasan and Co are with the terrorists, not Palestinians. Hasan's only coverage of this was to discredit the protesters. Never forget. I mean, by now we all know what's happening there. I don't need to read the headline. But here's what Hasan's been saying about the protesters. First, here's the video he posted on that day. Are the protests in Gaza about Hamas or Israel? As the brave Gazans who protest their tyrannical government are methodically murdered by Hamas and tortured and disappearing, Hasan the propagandist does his part to run defense for the terrorists. This is from today. And again, like, what do you lose by supporting the protesters? Why do you need to defend Hamas to be pro-Palestine? At every turn, it's just defend Hamas, whitewash for Hamas. You don't catch me doing that at all for Israel. Continue.
So I watched his video, the clip of it. He did say that it was more than just protesting Hamas. But at one point in the video, he does say he's not going to condemn the protesters who went against Hamas. He said that's
so brave.
That makes sense.
I'm not even saying he condemns them. He's downplaying them. He's reducing their struggle to a Jewish conspiracy. I don't think he condemns them. I just think that like he's twisting the situation. I'll show you what he said.
I feel like everyone's twisting the situation, and that's why it's so infuriating.
I mean, listen.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
Listen, there's people in Gaza that are protesting Hamas. That's the story.
Yeah, but I've just been seeing also like people using this now for the first time to talk about the genocide that's going on, and people are saying that look, this is what we've been saying all along. It's Hamas, which I agree with, but like, yeah, that's what people have been saying forever, is that the people are different from the organization running the area. So
I'm not understanding what your point is then.
If now all these outlets who are now talking about this, they accept that, do they also accept that it's not fair to like bomb them indiscriminately? Because some of the shit I was saying was insane. I completely agree. They were protesting Hamas, but I was also seeing people saying stuff like, "Oh, they're also protesting Al Jazeera being there," and they're just sprinkling.
Is this Twitter stuff? Because is this Twitter stuff where you read this kind of stuff?
I just was watching all the mainstream
coverage
outlets about it. Yeah, like across the world, Australia, everywhere, talking about. It just breaks my heart.
You're right. People on both sides. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a voice. And I'm not. I'm completely condemn Hamas. I agree. I think they were protesting Hamas. I heard that it started as something else and then spontaneously formed into that, and that Hamas took the leader and tortured him,
killed him, disappeared him. Also, I've heard this gone violent where the protesters are now they're killing Hamas people who are responsible for murdering and kidnapping protesters.
Yeah, I mean, these people are desperate. There's and again, I'm complaining about being a chess piece. It's like these people are used, and I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are going to regret jumping on like some outlets, like the extreme right outlets, are going to regret right away saying that this was completely Hamas. And I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying that because now you have acknowledged that the people are protesting. So now there's proof of you understanding that difference. So any other action, you can't just hide behind Hamas was here, so we did this. Hamas was there, so.
There are multiple sources for these desperate people suffering. And I think that recognizing both is, I don't see a problem there. It's a very complicated issue.
Acknowledging it's complicated. It's kind of enough to be called genocide supporter these days. Not that you're not. I'm just saying.
No.
There's
I mean,
fucking. Yeah.
On the opposite.
Okay, but anyway.
Hamas's fault that Israel is bombing them. Now, this is also being egged on by the Israeli command, for the record. Like the Israeli military, here, I have it from right here. This is important to understand. The protests against Hamas are being ordered by the Israeli military. They're not ordered. I wouldn't say they're ordered by the Israeli military. I don't fully agree with the statement from Zionism Observer, even though I believe...
Zionism Observer, I'm sure that's a really partial, great representative source.
Zionism Observer is a formative archiver of war crimes that I'm pretty sure international human rights groups are using as well. They primarily focus on archiving the war crimes that Israeli occupying force soldiers themselves post on the timeline. The Defense Minister Katz, who so far does not have an IC arrest warrant, told Palestinians in Gaza they will lose their homes and more land if they don't join the protest. Here is Emmanuel Manny Fabian. He is the IDF military correspondent for the Think Times of Israel. He says, Defense Minister Israel Katz warns Palestinians in Gaza the military will soon operate in additional areas of the Strip, telling them to learn from the civilians in Beit Lahia who have been. It is shown that Hamas is...
Yeah, I mean, listen, the IDF is... It's advantageous to the IDF that they're protesting. So of course they'll be like, let's encourage that. I mean, that's obvious, right? It doesn't mean that they're doing it because of Israel. Just kind of psychotic, weird Jewish conspiracy shit.
Is more popular in the West Bank in the eyes of the Palestinians.
Oh, this is great. According to Hasan, Gazans are too stupid to know that Hamas is bad. Listen to this.
In the West Bank than they are in Gaza. There needs to be a reason for this. Is more popular in the West Bank in the eyes of the Palestinians in the West Bank than they are in Gaza. There needs to be a reason for that. Part of the...
Okay, so Hamas is more popular in the West Bank, a place that's not ruled by Hamas, that they watch from afar. In Gaza, where Hamas rules, they're less popular. Now, why do you think that might be? You know, what's the obvious answer, right? That they're terrible, that they're fucking evil and terrible. Pretty much, I think, probably. Where Hamas rules, they're Hamas.
That part of the...
Okay, so Hamas is more popular in the West Bank, a place that's not ruled by Hamas, that they watch from afar. In Gaza, where Hamas rules, they're less popular. Now, why do you think that might be?
I don't know. Maybe they just don't feel like they represent them. It's probably because there's like a rule of terror, like a reign of terror in there. But I don't know.
You know, what's the obvious answer, right? That they're terrible, that they're fucking evil and terrible. Pretty much, I think, probably.
The reason is because, of course, people attribute the crimes of Israel in terms of like famine or in terms of the horrible conditions to administrative failures of Hamas.
So his point is that Gazans hate Hamas because of Israel. Like
okay. Now this is making sense. Yeah, Hasan is totally like downplaying how horrible Hamas is. Hamas is literally like not allowing people to leave civilian infrastructure and like hiding within civilian infrastructure just so that they can be some kind of like a they can use them. They're using their own people. They're as like a shield. They're hiding like different military infrastructure in there. So what the fuck are you talking about? It's probably why they don't like them very much. But he's sitting here making it seem like, oh no, they blame them for this. And I don't know, dude. This is definitely a downplay.
Tell the difference between like they don't know the difference. Like, oh, there's a
sorry, I'm not very articulate today. Holy fuck, I can't speak for my fucking life.
Administrative challenges because Israel's attacking us, right? He's saying so that's why they hate Hamas versus like them being like cruel.
Well, no, because Hamas is perfect. They don't rape. They don't do anything wrong. They're perfect. That's always been his like take. That's the whole fucking thing. So he has to downplay it.
Cruel, despot, violent rulers. Like he doesn't think that people in Gaza can tell the difference.
Yeah, well, they blame Hamas for October 7 and everything that followed up, all the devastation that they've been going through, essentially.
Right.
No.
Yeah. It's like, again, he's just whitewashing for Hamas at every corner. And it's like, dude, you don't have to do that.
Conditions to administrative failures of Hamas as a political operative.
Oh, yeah. This is unrelated, but this was nuts, man. This was on the server. This man discovers the name of his family members who lost their lives during Holocaust in Auschwitz. Unrelated to Israel, Palestine, Zionism, anything. He's just a dude seeing his family's name on a wall of those who were murdered by Nazis.
Sad stuff.
And then this is all the comments. Imagine crying for someone you never knew. Crocodile tears. Nice try, Diddy. Well done, comment section. I'd be crying too. Imagine being a Jew. Deserved button.
That was kind of funny.
Like Germany button. Victim card. Imagine the list of Palestinians. Top 5. I mean, it's just every comment. It's like, wow. That's crazy, dude. Wood doors. They love that one. Yeah. It's pretty crazy, man.
Just been seeing more and more of that shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is the norm now. On social media, this is the norm. You know? The guy, he's just sitting there fucking mourning the loss of his family.
That is true, especially on like Instagram and Twitter. Instagram's been the worst for me where they just like, oh, you're Jewish though. I don't know. I mean, it's annoying, I guess, but it's also funny to me because I don't really care. It's like, oh, but you're Jewish. I just try not to read comments. And then it's like, okay, whatever. Like, what are you going to do, you know?
It's got nothing to do with politics. The comments are giving me hope.
That's crazy.
I'm waiting for the next slide. There's another thing afterwards. Hate actor. And then, oh, this is the guy who Hamas accused of abduction, torture, and murdering of Gaza dissident. Yeah, I don't know if Hasan mentioned him. I tagged him just so he's aware of him. So there's that. Can you guys explain this take to me? I found this very bizarre.
Goblin. The difference here is that there's a project here. There's an ideological project here. And I think a lot of people get it and some people don't. So they just have like a stupid perspective on it and they go, oh, you're a cloud goblin. Yeah, sure. Okay. The question I have for you is that if all I cared about was cloud, why the fuck would I talk about Israel all the goddamn time? Are you stupid?
I mean, that literally revived your fucking career. Like, you are actually getting 10,000 live viewers before Gaza. Like, even trying to deny that it hasn't been helpful for his career is just weird. Just be like, yeah, I benefited from it, but, well, he's not really doing anything for the Palestinians. You'd be donating a lot of money that he's earning.
Stupid. Like, especially in the way that I talk about it, where I also don't even entertain a second of anti-Semitic commentary on the subject matter. If I wanted clout and I had an anti-Israel position, you bet your fucking ass if all I gave a shit about was clout and not like presenting my vision for the world, I would be anti-Semitic as fuck. Look at all the top...
What does he mean by that? Is if I wanted clout, if I wanted to be more famous, I'd be anti-Semitic as fuck? I mean, he continued.
I guess he's probably referring to people like Candace Owens who have kind of jumped on the pro-Palestinian train as a way to like revive her career, which has been very successful.
That's true. She's killing it.
Candace, Dan Blazarian. He was talking about
another good example. No, I don't think that. I think I understand what he's saying.
He's talking about the Daily Wire and how they're falling out, and how
I called that. Okay, I get it. I called that Daily Wire. Man, I'm so prophetic. I wish people would just listen to me.
You say you're so pathetic.
I'm so prophetic. That's me saying "Kiss the Ring."
Oh, don't worry, I got it.
I say.
anti-Israel commentators that get so much motion on the matter.
Oh,
it is quite literally uninterrupted, full-blown, the Jews are responsible.
Okay, I mean, listen, I personally
He's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not wrong. He's right, actually, about like, I forgot how popular Candace Owen was.
She's like number 3 biggest podcast in the world or something now.
Yeah, no wonder the Instagram
Fucking
comments are
crazy.
like, I was thinking of people like
What's the play here?
Nick Fuentes, who's not popular, or he's very niche, and then who's that other psycho? The fucking, he's like the libertarian communist or something. Jack.
Oh, that guy, Hinkle or something
Who's
like
also
that.
not really that popular.
He's a MAGA communist.
Yeah,
actually,
MAGA.
he's a MAGA communist. Yeah.
But okay, Hasan's a champion of the Jewish people.
Go for it. Either I would never mention Israel, or never mention any politics whatsoever, and just simply talk about, like, you know, other shit, have fun, you know.
What?
By the way, when he streamed video games, he had like 12,000 live viewers. Just saying.
Well, people don't watch Hasan for his gaming ability.
Well, of course.
Right.
But he's saying I would just have fun if I wanted clout. It's like, no, you wouldn't. That's not even consistent with the facts.
And do like silly content.
Okay, I didn't block that one.
But okay, fair enough. Sure. You can always be more anti-Semitic. He's right. You know, there's always the next level. Hasan says, Hasan. Okay, now this is fun. You guys are gonna love this. Hasan, we've talked about his merch. I've wondered, like, how the fuck does he make it American made for $35? It doesn't make any sense. So the people that make the shirt and the design, or not the design, the people that make the shirt and print on it is a U.S. union. Okay, but who's making the art here?
This is done deliberately. The trigger lives. The right is alting and it's working. I mean, I'm not triggered by it. I'm just disgusted by it. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I don't care if you're making fucking AI art, dude. I don't care. Like, congratulations. You're killing it, okay? I'm glad. I'm glad that you did an input. You're a real artist, okay?
So he has a clear stance on AI art. I have, this is from his new post. I have no fucking way to explain these bizarre artistic, quote unquote, bizarre artistic choices other than AI. It doesn't make any sense. Like, this is hallmark AI weirdness in the art. Like, what's going on?
I have no idea what that means. I would have no idea how to, like, examine what is or isn't AI, you know?
With the horn. What is this? Like, why would an artist draw this? It doesn't make sense.
It's so hard to tell. Like, I saw this going around. Like,
what is this?
I agree. It looks weird as fuck, and the side of the computer is weird too. But like,
I think that's the thing's tongue. No, I don't care.
Yeah,
it could just be a stylistic thing.
I really don't give a shit, to be honest with you, about the fucking AI shit. You know, I mean, AI is taking jobs. I just don't care about this AI argument, to be honest with you. Cool video.